jumping lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck. Humble through opportunities, given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80%
C.J. Brown in motion on the left side. Green gets the snap, steps up, time down the middle, got a man, Blake at the 10, the 5, touchdown Arkansas! Omega Blake on the receiving end of a 30-yard touchdown pass. Green gonna hand the ball off. Washington, lots of room inside the 40 to the 30 to the 20. There he goes. Mike Washington, touchdown Arkansas. Washington from 47 yards, a huge hole on the right side. Marion Harris with the big block, and Arkansas is right back in it. First and goal, Green gets the snap, gonna keep it, option right, touchdown Arkansas, Talon Green. He goes over from 5 yards out. I formation now. Lassiter checks in at fullback. Washington dots the I. Second down and goal from the 3. Green from under center. 5 minutes to play in the game. Green hands it off. Washington right side at the goal line. Touchdown Arkansas. Mike Washington from 3 yards out, and the Razorbacks get a little closer. They're going to have to snap it one more time. And then the Rebels will celebrate moving to 3-0, and Arkansas will go home 2-1 with Memphis awaiting next week. Oh, tough one tonight. There's the snap. Chambliss takes a knee, and this one's in the books. Sam Pittman and Lane Kiffin making their way to midfield. Heck of a football game. If you're a Razorback fan, the wrong team won. Ole Miss wins it 41-35.
Now, certainly came down to the end where we had a chance to win it, and unfortunately we couldn't. But I was really proud of our offense. They kept us in it. Our defense couldn't do anything in the first half, especially most of the game. We got problems there. We got to get them fixed. But the offense kept us in the game there, and then the defense got a 3 and out, and we had a chance to win at the end.
All right, welcome into the zone on a Monday. We're at the Little Rock Touchdown Club, and we will be talking to our sponsor of our time over here in a little while. We are going to recap the game. Arkansas, and I'm going to take minor issue with one word. Again, this is nitpicking, but Sam Pittman said, what did he say? He said, we had our chances, but we couldn't win, or something like that. And so as opposed to saying we didn't win. Because, I mean, you definitely could have won.
Yeah.
And maybe some people would argue you should have won. And unfortunately, a late fumble cost Arkansas the chance to pull it off. But awesome offensive day. The first time in Razorback history that a quarterback went for 300 yards passing and 100 yards rushing. It's never happened before. I have a funny feeling it'll happen again this season. But defensively, Arkansas is just not close to good enough right now. But I will say this. My biggest game ball this week, besides Talon Green, goes to the offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
The question all week was, will they hold up against this solid defensive line and an SEC bunch? And I think the answer is yes.
Yes. So many clips on game film of them pushing Ole Miss's defensive line well beyond the line of scrimmage, 5 yards back. I mean, the holes were opening up everywhere. Talon did a great job this week. Outside of one play with the whole read options, do I hand it off or do I keep it? I mean, it was almost perfect all game. The one time it kind of caught us was in the third quarter, but I honestly don't think it was anyone's fault. It was just a really good defensive call by Ole Miss. I sometimes forget, they get paid too on that side. A great call. But beyond that, the efficiency, Coach Petrino, once again, he's different. Lane Kiffin is extremely talented too. He saw very early where Arkansas had issues as far as weak links in the chain of defense, and he exposed them. Now, the thing is, once you expose it so much, you think the adjustments get made? Nothing.
Yeah.
And so they just kept doing the same thing over and over and over. That was very frustrating to watch on tape.
Well, Arkansas struggled mightily defensively. And as Coach alluded to there, they're going to have to you can't fix some things or patch some things. You have to rework some things, retool some things. I don't know if it's personnel, scheme, or both.
As far as our defense is concerned, what I saw on tape, it's hard not to put it on coaching. It's hard.
But you pointed out some effort plays now.
It boils down to this. I mean, we'll talk about the effort too, but there's a lot of times pre-snap and even during the snap, you got guys so out of place. It's almost like they don't know what they're doing. One would say that's coaching.
Yeah.
Then it goes to the point, well, okay, that's the best available you have out there. There's no one else to put in. Then that's a talent thing. And so, but when you hear about how much money we spent in the offseason in the portal and with the defensive backs, I mean, and like I said, he's been great with us. But on tape, a couple times, guys like Caleb Wooden jogging out there while the play's going on, hoping someone else gets it. You got vets and Larry Worth just out of position. Mitchell, we talked about him. I even alluded to this before the season started when they said, that's our guy on defense. He's going to get the start. I said, physically, he is it. You couldn't sculpt a better football player, especially in the secondary. He's one of the fastest guys on the team. I just worry when it comes to the intellectual part of it, if you're able to process the game fast enough to not be out of place. It showed up on a touchdown with Ole Miss when he got guys running in the back of the end zone completely wide open.
Yeah.
And so for, this backup quarterback that they brought in, I would say, one, extremely talented, very poised, good football player, but I don't know if he's great. I think he just happened to play against a defense that day that was just awful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so busy show today per usual. We will get to Trey Biddy at the bottom of the hour. We'll talk more about the Razorback game, SEC overall. Trey Schapp is at the Stevens Cup this week, so we'll find out what's going on there. He was at the game, too, so we'll get his thoughts on what he saw during the game. And then we've got Hunter Yurachek at 11 o'clock. He is the guest of Little Rock Touchdown Club today. Christian,
I think I have a Arkansas football, Arkansas defense take that is maybe more of a long-term thing. I'm not sure that we can retool every single year and just get new players through the transfer portal, which is what we pretty much have to do, and field a good defense. I don't think we have the budget to go out and get the top-tier guys. I think we're getting the guys that are maybe a step below what other SEC teams are getting.
Yeah, teams are rebuilding every year. You're right, though. When you've got a different pot of money, it certainly does make things a bit more challenging, without a doubt. I will say this, and I was telling DJ this before the show. It's something that Coach Brown said after Central Arkansas's game, and they had a very, very rough weekend. They got their comeuppance this weekend against the number 3 team in America, which I've been doing UCA games for, 18 years. Maybe the best defense I've ever seen them face as far as rallying to the ball. I mean, every guy got tackled by 9 guys. I've never seen anything like it. But he said something in postgame. He said, we're still looking for our identity. Well, the one thing about Arkansas through 3 games, DJ, we can agree, we know what their identity is.
Oh, man.
They're a high-powered offensive team that doesn't play very good defense. I mean, no shade at Coach Williams, but it might as well be Willie Robinson calling the defense, because this reminds me so much of Coach Petrino's teams, where Willie Robinson's over there coaching the D, and they're giving up 40 a game, and somehow the offense is finding a way to score 41 a lot. And it sucks, and it's tough. Now, listen, I'd rather have that than trying to win games 10-3 every week like Iowa does, but it's not any more effective necessarily.
I like to point out the mishaps and stuff, and, I almost didn't have anything offensively. Now, I can pick a few things where I think Talon could have done better here or there, not missed that. But then I caught myself, is that the expectation that I'm putting on this guy to play perfect football? Unfortunately, right now, it may take perfect football to win a football game, and you hate that. That's so much you're putting on Talon Green. And to Christian's point, we even said this back then. I think sometimes we get so caught up in it could be people covering the team or sometimes the fan base, members of the media. We just look at the portal and we get so hyped up. Arkansas's crushing it in the portal right now. And it's just hard for me to give that any credit when most of the guys that come to Arkansas in the portal, especially from other D1 schools, essentially don't cut it anywhere else. And it's like they come here because they want more playing time. And so every once in a while, yes, you get your Omega Blake or your Raylan Sharp. And these guys, I think, are a little bit lower tier schools, and they're trying to take a step up. But when you got, it's a lateral move type thing, I just don't see it.
Let me pump the brakes on one thing for people who are like, oh, season's over. That's going to be our question of the day today. Where's your level of optimism? But Ole Miss may have had a backup quarterback, but as we've been told repeatedly by people who know, and like Paul Simmons has seen a lot of football over the years. And again, I'm not comparing Division II to Division, Power 4, but I will say, if he thinks this kid's the best kid he's ever seen or they've ever faced, he's probably pretty talented. Also, we agree, Ole Miss is always dynamic offensively, and they got a great offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So look at the schedule, DJ. Show me an offense that's going to be clearly better on paper than what they face this week. Want to make an argument for Tennessee? I'll listen to it. I'll even listen to A&M just because of the hosses they've got and the fact that they could go to Notre Dame and win. But I don't think that there's an offense that scares me any more than what they just faced, really.
It's funny, even though I'm saying I'm very just disappointed with the defensive performance, but I'm more optimistic about our team this year after that game.
Sure.
Because remember, we all kind of said jury's still kind of out. I thought after week 2 we could get a good gauge of what the rest of the year is going to look like. Now, from what I have seen, when we have a fighter's chance every single day with the way that Talon is playing right now, I could see us winning 8 games this year.
Sure.
I could see us starting the season off 4-1, beating Notre Dame at home. I can actually
100.
I didn't know if I could see that before, but now I can. So as far as that is concerned, I'm pumped up. Now, once again, we're asking a lot from the offensive side of the ball if they can't figure this out defensively. And also, too, notice we have to not put it all on Talon when it comes to being so dependent on rushing. I think, the more we can involve Mike and Braylon, but the read options towards the end of that game when the player from Ole Miss, had like a little TV timeout because he was hurt, they cut over to Talon, starting to catch cramps on the sideline, or like shots of him going to break, he's limping. He's taking a beating.
Yeah.
You don't want that for your quarterback.
Well, I was going to say, you better keep him upright because if 10 goes down, everything changes for sure. The entire outlook changes. And they don't have, with all due respect to K.J. Jackson, I don't know that he's going to operate the offense at the same level like you saw, Trinidad Chambliss just do for Ole Miss. But maybe he could. I don't know. But hopefully we don't get to that point because, KJ, listen, I don't put a lot of stock in the Heisman. I don't give as much credit there where I used to. It used to be much more meaningful to me. But there isn't a guy in America playing better at that position, and that's the most important position. Mm-hmm. And to me, if you were inviting guys to New York today, he's got to be on your list.
Man, especially if Arkansas pulls that game out,
he's probably the front runner.
Yeah, I just him and the quarterback from Oklahoma, maybe.
Yeah, Mateer.
When you look at the stats, and especially on the road, night game at Ole Miss with a ranked opponent, you definitely have that conversation. And so – even me this year, I was always curious, where's Talon Green in a year 2 under Coach Petrino? I don't think we had a good enough sample size to see it in the first 2 games, but we finally got to see it this past Saturday night. And what I saw was poise. What I saw was complete control of the offense, just the manner in which he got the plays in, broke the huddle, changed protections at the line, made sure the backs were where they're supposed to be, hold receivers accountable. I was just like, that's the first time I've seen him at that high level of competition in complete control.
He is on pace to shatter last year's performance. He's on pace to throw for 3,400 yards. And again, I don't know if it'll continue at this rate because obviously he's going to play a lot of SEC games. He's also rushed for half as many yards as he did the entire season last year already.
That sounds great, but I'm worried about the durability.
I get that. And I know he built his body up a little bit in the offseason to help with that. However, you're right. It's asking a lot.
Now, if he keeps that up, then he's in a conversation with even bigger awards at the end of the year.
Maybe a bit hyperbolic, but I was thinking on Saturday night, if we had even an average defense, we would have an outside shot at making the playoff this year with how good our offense has been so far.
Don't think that's
insane. That's fair.
Sure. Yeah. Arkansas's got a tough schedule, but again, there is no Georgia, there is no Alabama. You do have a few games that you're missing, and LSU's obviously got some issues offensively. They scored 20 points this weekend on a Florida team that, is coming off a loss to South Florida. That South Florida team that everybody's much ballyhooed, and understandably so. They got thumped this weekend by Miami. They got their comeuppance. So Florida's not great. I'm not sure. And LSU's not great offensively. Let's be real. No. Nussmeier's experienced. He's talented, but he ain't going to be confused for Taylor Green anytime soon. And then now, again, you don't play South Carolina, but you kind of wish you were because, again, if I don't know what Lenora Sellers' situation is, but with him out, they look like a completely different team too. And, hey, let's tip our cap too. Year 2, we're talking about Taylor Green. How about year 2 for Pavia at Vanderbilt? They went in there and kicked their butts.
Yeah, he's fun.
I mean, they were talking about them as an outside shot at a playoff team, and all of a sudden it's like, no, they can't even beat Vanderbilt at home, actually, which Vanderbilt looks pretty good. So, anyway.
How much was Sellers playing that entire game?
No, he got hurt early.
Okay,
That's what I'm saying.
Got hurt early. Okay.
Yeah, he got hurt.
That makes sense.
They were down by a touchdown or 2 when he got hurt, so it was over.
I became a kind of low-key fan of him watching
How do you not?
SEC.
Yeah.
It's fun to
And the
watch.
coaches, wow, the coaches get you pumped up too. We talked about that.
His little wild brothers. I mean, the podcast they did was fun,
Yeah.
man. No, they're good. They're a good little group. It's a good story for sure, and it's nice to see Vanderbilt be semi-relevant. All right, let's get some calls in. Trey Biddy at the bottom of the hour. At the 45 mark, we're going to talk to Trey Schapp, who's at the Stevens Cup, and we will have Hunter Yurachek in our second hour today talking about the business of sports, the personnel moves that obviously happened, War Memorial Stadium, what's the situation with the naming rights for Fayetteville. There's a lot of things going on with them right now. 9-game schedule. I mean, there's a lot of things to talk about, so we'll get to all that with him. Start with JW today. JW, welcome.
What's going on, guys? Hey, I got a few things I'd like to discuss in a calm manner. Last 2 weeks I've been saying this. I told you Ole Miss is just going to carve us up. And how, you don't want to throw any shade at T-Will. I'll throw the whole damn shade tree on you. Here's the problem. How you going to let a one-legged man that can't even walk on his own throw a wide-open touchdown? The defense, at 100%, this is on T-Will. It's the same defense that we seen last year. Nothing has changed. We beat up on little teams and we look like heroes until we actually play somebody and we get exposed. I'm tired of the excuses, and really, it is what it is. You can support it, or you can bitch about it, and I'm bitching later.
Okay.
CJ Dub.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to accept the way things are, but listen, they're going to be worth the price of admission all year, and you can't look at anybody on that schedule and tell me they can't win.
No, you're right. And I'm glad we're getting Caleb Wooden on because I'm curious. I didn't see it, but maybe Ole Miss gave us something that we've never seen before on tape. I didn't see it.
No.
It looked pretty on par with Lane Kiffin's offense,
I don't know what they're doing defensively when you're the lone deep safety and you let a guy run right by you. I don't understand what you're
Don't even look at him.
What's your role? What's your job?
We're out here.
Was
front
it
row seat to watch him?
Was somebody supposed to run with that guy and didn't, or is it on you because you just sat there and watched him? And again, there's no excuse when you show me a clip of a guy jogging, assuming someone downfield will get him. That's insane.
That's a problem.
Listen, I said this the other day. I was talking to Coach Brown about this. You get 12 games a year. 12 games. And I don't care if you're a coach or a player or the ball boy or a broadcaster. You got to be damn excited. You get to do something that you love 12 times in a year. If your wife only let you have sex with her 12 times a year, how excited would you be every time she gave it? She was open to it.
Got to make it count,
buddy. What are we doing? I mean, come on, guys. You love doing this. Let's get with it already. There is no excuse for jogging or not going all out like your hair's on fire and your life depends on it. You only get 12. You might get 13 if you go to a bowl game, and those of you who want to play in the NFL aren't going to play in that one anyway, unless you're in the playoffs. Act like you care. What are we doing?
I'm with you, man.
Come on.
It's hard.
Oh, my God. I love prepping for a game. I love going through the minutia of the stats and the numbers and things that I might use during the broadcast. I love sitting down there on game day. I love enjoying and soaking in the field and the feeling of it all before we kick things off. And then in the throw of the game, like, there's nothing better. It's so much fun. As a player, it's incredible. As a coach, you're on that high wire act like no other. I mean, how can you not be excited about it? How can you not give 100% effort all the time?
And this is where it's hard for me to comprehend because I've been at practice and I've seen Coach T. Will and the expectation and the demand and the want to always attack the ball. I've seen it in practice. I just don't know why it's not coming over to the game. But that play we're talking about, the jogging, hoping someone else makes the tackle, how many times have you seen, Justin, in situations like that, DBs think, okay, I'm behind on the play, but let me try to get up there and get the ball out.
Bro.
Because they don't see me coming, It happens all the time. Coach Kelly kind of brought this up. I think it was on social media. I didn't see really anyone trying to force turnovers. They're always going for the ball, just attacking the ball. You see, it got us. Ole Miss is punching at it all day. You know, our guys did a great job keeping it high and tight, except for the very last play of the game, obviously for the offense. But defensively, I don't see the tenacity of, like, they're always going for the ball.
Well, my thing is, A, show me your closing speed on tape. If I'm an NFL scout, I'm like, show me how fast you can close on this guy. Can you catch up? And then the other thing is, you're right, just show me effort.
Yeah.
It's inexcusable.
Do you think the biggest issue with the Arkansas defense is effort or the level of player we have?
Somebody asked me yesterday.
Or scheme.
Somebody asked me, coaching, effort, talent, percentage-wise, what are the problems?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Okay, come up with an answer.
I did. I came up with 65% talent. I came up with 20% coaching. Where am I left? 15?
65 and 20,
60,
85, 15.
Mm-hmm. With
50%
the
coaching?
effort.
Oh.
Because I can't put the effort.
I think it's more like
I can't put the effort from one or two guys on the entire defense.
It's 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated.
Oh my
power.
gosh! Is that what it is?
10% skill. It's more. The 10% skill part's the issue. Jamie's in Atkins. I think I hit a break. What's up, Jamie?
Hey guys, I got two things. Of course, the defense. There's a million things you can talk about the defense, but the one thing I see that you have to coach, and it shows up really with a team that with a lack of speed like we have on defense. You have to play with leverage. You have to play your position with leverage. In other words, if you can't make the tackle, you have to push the play back where it's supposed to go. And we have no concept of leverage on defense. None. Everybody's out of position. It's just a complete wreck on defense. And you can be average on defense if you just play with leverage. You know, we would have won the game if you just turn the play back in where you're supposed to turn it. Two other things, and this is one of the reasons I didn't get into coaching. I went to college 4 years and didn't end up coaching, and it's because of this right here. 2 plays cost us that game. The PI call in the first quarter was atrocious. And then the non-call on Blake later in the game for a touchdown, you put those 2 plays on the board, and we win that ball game.
I agree.
That's all I got, guys.
We also haven't even mentioned, God, where's our kicker at?
Oh. Bobby Joe, real quick.
Nice.
Do you realize me and you went 4-0 in our picks this week?
Did we?
Yes, sir. You gave me 3. I gave you 1. And we blasted them. So we need to think about opening our tout service. But I done figured out the defense. I think T-Will kept the NIL money for herself and didn't distribute it. What do you think?
Bobby Joe, that's a good take. Go out on a high note. All right, Savage, I'm going to give you 10 seconds or 20 or 30. I'm not going to do like Nate Bargatze and take money away from the Boys and Girls Club if you go too long, but let's keep it short.
What's going on?
What's up, babe?
You know, Sam Pittman came out and he touted these guys, how the size of the DBs and our quarterbacks, everything. And then talk about what y'all, after 5 games, what y'all have the record at, DJ? I'm going to get off here.
All right, thank you, man. After 5 games.
3-2.
3-2.
Yeah.
With that second one being Notre Dame. Ole Miss Notre Dame, we weren't too sure about.
Mm-hmm.
That's still in the cards.
Still in the cards, but I expect 4-1 now.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to be thrilled if they won the Notre Dame game. I'm not saying I expect it now, and I would still be very, very pleased.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a game you got to go in and expect to win.
Yeah, there's only one game in the next 2. If we drop Memphis, then we can start sounding the alarms.
No doubt. Listen, obviously the folks at Oakland and elsewhere
you saw
are
my
a little
bet.
concerned.
I just put my money on them.
I wish I'd have grabbed him at 6.5 because I think that was the move, and I would have felt
too.
good about it. But I was like, I'm done. All right, we're going to hit a break. We'll be back in a second. It's 10:30. Stick around. You're in the zone. We're live at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Hunter Yurachek in 30 minutes. Trey Biddy after the break.
Close your eyes, make a wish.
River City Flooring presents Pat Bradley in the Zone with Justin and DJ each week. River City Flooring. Find them online at rivercityflooringinc.com. That's rivercityflooringinc.com.
This is Sports Center.
It was a 1-3 weekend for Arkansas-based Division I football teams. First, the Arkansas Razorbacks fell to the Ole Miss Rebels 41-35 on Saturday night. It was a late fumble that cost the Hogs. Taylon Green becomes the first player in the NCAA this year to throw for 300 yards and rush for 100 in the same game. UCA got trounced this weekend. They hosted Tarleton State and lost 56-10. Also, Arkansas State came very close against number 12 Iowa State. They fall 24-16. And the lone win of the weekend, Arkansas Pine Bluff beats Lincoln, California 34-8. All four teams will be in action once again this coming Saturday. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
I was hit by a big rig on I-30, and their insurance is giving me the runaround.
Don't delay. Call Jay. If you have any legal questions, call Jay for free 24/7, 501-951-1333. Jay Martin, for all your legal needs. Don't delay. Call Jay.
If the 25th is the silver anniversary and the 50th is gold, what's the 75th? Well, that's the fresh beef, onions, pickles, lettuce, tomatoes, fries, and drink anniversary. Everybody knows that. Get the #1 Whata meal for $7.50 in honor of our 75th anniversary. A meal like that is the way you're supposed to celebrate a 75th. The Whataburger 75th Meal Deal. Whataburger, what a deal. For a limited time at participating locations.
Summer's here. It won't be long before you're planning a road trip. Get to Point S, Arkansas to get your car ready for it. Off-road tires for your pickup, ATV tires for your side-by-side, tires for your car to get your family around safely, Kumo, Toyo, Falcon, Blackhawk, Fortune, and more. And their Promise Plus road hazard protection to give you peace of mind. Stop by any Point S, Arkansas store, Bartlett Tire in Heber Springs, Tiretown in Benton, R&D Tire in Conway, and Fleet Tire in Pottsville or Russellville. Online at pointstire.com.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
See Shelter Agent Lawrence Forrester in Cabot, Steve Fisher in Stuttgart, or Kyle Stone in Pine Bluff today.
At Arkansas Spine and Pain, we believe one thing above all. When pain ends, life begins. Whether you're chasing a touchdown, a grandkid, or just chasing relief from chronic pain, we're here to help you get back in the game pain-free. Proud sponsors of the Little Rock Touchdown Club and proud to serve Arkansans who refuse to let pain win. Call Arkansas Spine and Pain today, 501-227-0184, because when pain ends, life begins. Arkansas Spine and Pain, ASAP.
You're back in the zone with Justin Acri and DJ Williams. You never know what you got to learn on the show.
Just now realized per diem is 2 words. I always thought it was 1.
Per day.
I just looked it up.
Yeah.
It's actually by the day.
Let's hope you'll learn something today.
He's had his finger on the pulse of Arkansas sports more than anyone else. You've heard him on Drive Time Sports for years. Now, he's bringing his talents to the zone also. He's Trey Biddy of hogsports.com. He's brought to you by Tiretown, Point S and Benton, carrying all the top tire brands. There's no stress with Point S. Check them out at pointstire.com.
All right, lots to talk about from the SEC weekend. We're going to focus on the Arkansas game with Trey, but Georgia escapes in Knoxville for their 9th straight win over the Vols. LSU wins, but not by enough in some people's minds, and Arch got booed at home in a victory over UTEP. So lots to talk about from the SEC weekend, but let's focus on Arkansas now with our man Trey Biddy on the Jim's Razorback Pizza Hotline. What do you say there, Trey?
Sorry, I always turn the input down.
How dare you? All right, Trey.
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Let's dive in. I don't care anymore now. You're late, so forget it. Just kidding. All right, so, we were talking about identity. Arkansas, obviously, I said this reminds me of the Willie Robinson days when Arkansas scored a pile of points and couldn't stop anybody, and I hope it doesn't continue that way. Maybe they make some adjustments and fix some things, but dear Lord. this offense looks like it's scoring anybody, and the defense didn't look like it's stopping anybody. So, what are you thinking?
Yeah, well, Lane Kiffin's a pretty smart offensive coordinator, first of all. So we have to remember that they're practicing and and working on their offense, too. I think it's interesting, like, you look at through a different lens. Like, if you're an Ole Miss fan, you're like, man, our defense is terrible, right? And we're just like, man, Arkansas's offense is really good. So it's kind of
I think we're looking through the same lens. Our offense is great, and our defense stinks. I think we're both thinking that.
Yeah, no, definitely both thinking that, just on opposite sides.
Yeah.
But, the defense is obviously really disappointed. You know, for as much as I've said all offseason, like, I don't 100% know what to expect, and I think they could go 4-8, or I think they could go 8-4.
Yeah.
They keep doing what I say, though. Like, even though I'm not confident in it, like I thought Arkansas would lose 35-31 in this one, so cover but not win. And it's usually because, you know, I've been around this team long enough. As much as I felt hopeful that Arkansas could win, and they absolutely could have, they shouldn't have, but they could have. It comes down to the same things that we talk about every single week: penalties, turnovers, special teams, injuries, and decisions in key moments. And that's what defined this game. You know, we can talk about offense and defense a lot, but like penalties, you know, they were big in this game. Turnover, huge. Special teams, 2 missed field goals. Injuries, you know, Ole Miss overcame their injury pretty good. Arkansas, you know, had some guys beat up on the defensive line. So the secondary was really disappointing to me, and it kind of makes me think, like a guy like Larry Worth, for example, who I love Larry Worth, 6'4", 226. He feels like a guy without a position because he got just his tackle, like breaking down for tackles, like he gets crossed over too easy, and I wonder if it's because of his height. I don't know where you put him, but I was really disappointed in his play. It sounds like Kenai Walker's going to be okay, and he was really good up until Saturday. But, man, he really struggled. Caleb Wooden struggled. But we can talk about the secondary issues all we want. When you're bringing blitz a lot, when you're bringing blitz and you're not getting home over and over again, that's a big problem. The Arkansas offense, I mean, pretty strong. I don't know how we could, like, unless we're expecting just perfection. I can break down throws that Taylon Green missed, or, you know, where he wasn't perfect. But, you know, NFL quarterbacks are generally 60-something% completion percentage, you know, and they're all pretty good. But for the most part, I thought the offense was really good. Special teams, obviously you can't miss 2 field goals. But the categories that matter: penalties, turnovers, special teams, decisions in key moments, like going for it on the 4th down, and then conversely, Lane Kiffin going for it on 4th down and getting that pass interference. You know, those are the things that define these kinds of games. So, I mean, I hate to say it played out kind of like I thought it would, and I was down there field level. I thought it was a fantastic environment, incredible environment. Ole Miss has done such good things over the years in improving their game day atmosphere. It wasn't long. I mean, I remember going to that 50-something game a few years ago, and there were empty seats. And I know it was an 11 o'clock game, but it just was not the same atmosphere that they've created. And part of that's winning, you know, at least 10 games in 3 of the last 4 years.
We've been asked, you're right about Larry Worth, and the play you're talking about was, I think, at the end of the first quarter.
There were 2 of them.
Yeah.
There were 2 60-yard plays that, and you've also got, like, you know, you have to be flying over the pile as a defense. Like, you cannot be like, oh, he's got it. And that's how, like, Caleb Wooden on one play, he's jogging on a play early where Worth got crossed over. And that's a loaf. Like, you cannot be like, oh, he's got it. Oh, no, I better run. Like, that just cannot be your mindset on defense. I always say, like, you can tell if a defense is playing fanatical, if they're playing with their hair on fire. If you're watching TV and you see a bunch of white jerseys, you know, it's always about how many jerseys you see in the frame on your TV screen. And if you're seeing one guy, then that's a problem.
So talent, skill, or talent,
coaching.
Effort, and coaching, what percentage of it is the problem?
Well, probably equal. I mean, this secondary, like, they poured. I've said all offseason, like, we'll find out how good the secondary is, but that's where they put their money. You know, it's a big secondary, guys that have experience. that's where they put their money, that and the offensive line. I thought the offensive line was outstanding overall.
Yeah.
I mean, not a sack, and I mean, I don't know if you can ask for too much more from your offensive line. But they also put the other large chunk of money in the secondary. And so this is the second year in a row it looks like they can't cover anybody. So I think you have to look to your coaches and be like, what's going on? And the thing is, like, Marcus Woodson has a really good track record as a secondary coach. You look at the job that he did at Florida State and how much they improved every year that he was there. But it has not happened at Arkansas. And they've got to ask themselves, like, you know, do we have guys in the right position? Are we using the right guys? What about our scheme? But at the same time, if you're bringing pressure, and people don't always see that, and I know you do, DJ, but if you're bringing pressure and you're not getting home, that's going to be a problem for your secondary.
Let me ask you this, too, about that, because I'm curious about the scheme on that. Because, and again, maybe you're thinking, hey, and there's a risk-reward there. Do I think this guy's going to crap the bed because it's his first big start in a big game in the SEC? Or am I like, gee, I've seen the tape. He runs well. He throws pretty well. Admittedly, he was in Division II, but he was a pretty elite player in a national championship team. I mean, is that a good idea? Is that do you want to rush a runner, a guy that moves well in the pocket? I mean, and again, maybe you just think he's going to freak out on a big stage.
Yeah, well, the goal is, which they are not able to have any success. When you bring pressure, what that does is put everyone in one-on-one matchups.
Mm-hmm.
Or they have a breakdown up front and they let one guy run free. Ole Miss did a great job picking it up, so it's just one-on-one matchups. And you would think across the board, Trey, that someone would be able to get off of a block and apply pressure. It's just that's where when you talk about us hopping into the portal and grabbing guys, where do you think our coaching staff is when it comes to talent evaluation from what you've seen in the past couple years?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, they've hit and they've missed, right? I mean, I feel like they've done pretty well at linebacker, although the linebackers did not play well at all on Saturday. Mm-hmm. But, you know, like seeing that a guy like Switzer last year, you know, he wasn't like an all-star, but he was a good player for them. You know, finding him. You know, obviously, Xavier Sori was a very highly regarded guy. Didn't take much work, but you know, finding Steven Dix, you know, that was a good evaluation overall. Though he did not have a great game either Saturday. So I mean, I think it's a mix, and it's hard to tell, DJ, because you don't really know what the price is for everybody, and it's just a different age. So it's kind of difficult. But obviously, in the secondary, there are some real issues, whether that's coaching or talent. It's probably a mix.
I'm curious where you go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Justin, you asked a question about, you know, that quarterback, by the way. I watched the Kentucky game, and when I just was not blown away with Simmons. Yeah. And when he went down, and I saw, you know, and I was saying all week, this is an external rotation of the ankle. It's probably almost certainly a high ankle sprain. And I was stunned that he wasn't on the injury report, and that's just Lane Kiffin saying, I don't care what anybody tells me to do, I'm going to do what I want to do. You know, not putting him on that injury report. But to me, when I saw Simmons, I was just thinking, this guy's shifty. And like I had it in my head, like, okay, they're going to end up finding a star, just kind of like Georgia found with Stetson Bennett when their quarterback was ineffective, or when Felipe Franks went down at Florida and they put Kyle Trask in, because you don't hit your quarterback in practice. It's such a hard position to evaluate because they're never under any real stress. And then you put them in a game with the lights on, and you're like, oh, well, our backup's really good. And that's kind of what it felt like. I wouldn't be surprised if they rolled with Simmons, even when, rolled with Chambliss even if Simmons gets healthy, which I think is probably 3 weeks away for him.
Is it, I know it's hard not to feel this way right now, but is it too soon to go ahead and count our defense out? Are we not giving enough credit to how brilliant Lane Kiffin is?
No, and that's kind of the point I was trying to make, you know, just about like if you're an Ole Miss fan, you're looking at your team going, man, our defense sucks, and maybe not getting the credit that Bobby Petrino is pretty good play caller, you know, and Taylor Green's pretty dynamic. You know, I always try to pull back from, and I always say that, like, we can't expect them to be perfect. You know, scoring 35 and what probably should have been 42 points if they hadn't fumbled there on the road, the SEC is pretty exceptional. I think the defense will probably surprise us at some point and put together a good game. But I'm not expecting that. I mean, it's amazing what I field from fans, you know, what I say versus what they hear sometimes. And I can't count how many times I've said I think Arkansas is probably going to be involved in some high-scoring games because of this offense and, you know, some of the concerns I had at defense, particularly on the defensive front. Like, you're not going to get pressure with your defensive line. You're going to have to blitz. And if you blitz, you're going to have to really rely on your secondary. And it's all connected. It's all connective tissue. But I think there'll probably be games where the defense, you know, surprises us and plays better than we think. I think Ole Miss had some, you know, bad passes on that last drive, but it's ironic in a lot of ways that the defense wasn't there for you all night long. And then in the end, when you had to have a stop, they held them to a field goal, and then they got a stop. And then, you know, the offense, of course, scored a touchdown and then, you know, fumbled the ball away at the end. But it's always something like that, isn't it? I mean, it just feels so on brand. And I was standing right down there on the field, right as close as I could get to the, you know, kind of restricted area where, you know, it's just for team. I was standing right there watching it. And I was also surprised I wasn't surprised, but there were so many Razorback fans there. I thought it was really electric with, you know, you had Hottie Toddy all over the stadium, and you had where I'm standing, and everybody's woo pig, and I just thought it was an incredible environment, and it's just the wrong outcome.
Yeah. Listen, we got to run, but I want to say, or ask you, I guess, and I will also say, I think losing this game is disappointing without a doubt, but I think it's certainly forgivable and understandable, again, when you consider what Ole Miss has. This week, I don't think fans are going to give that kind of grace.
Oh,
so,
no.
The line opened at 6.5 at Oaklawn. It's moved to 7. Is Arkansas really only a touchdown better than Memphis? And how big of a deal is it if they don't pull this one off?
I have not watched enough Memphis yet, but this is a must. You cannot lose this game if you're Arkansas.
Yeah,
that would get you into the 4-8 category at best. So yeah, this is a must-win, and I think Arkansas is probably better than 7 points. It just depends on, you know, there's letdowns, all that stuff. Ask any of the gamblers out there. You know, you just have to make sure you don't let down, and you can move past this game and give it, you know, everything you got, because it's important.
Yeah, the next two are going to be very intriguing for sure. All right,
Yeah.
Trey, thanks for the time, buddy. I appreciate you.
Bye, guys.
All right, that is Trey Biddy on the Jim's Razorback Pizza Hotline. Thanks to our friends at Tiretown Point S in Benton. We got to hit a timeout. Trey Schapp standing by at the Stevens Cup. We'll be back in a second.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. New Yorker Sherrere Fox came to Arkansas to find a diamond for her engagement ring. She spent 3 weeks at the Crater of Diamonds State Park with nothing to show for it but bug bites and tattered boots. That is, until she found a 2.3-carat white diamond worth anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000. How about that? The great state of Arkansas bringing together a couple of Yankees from New York? The natural state scores again. Stop by and register at your nearest Doublebees for your chance to win a brand new Bad Boy 550 four-wheel drive side-by-side purchased from the Bad Boy Superstore in Searcy. This terrific Bad Boy vehicle will be given away on a special broadcast of Drive Time Sports, October the 8th. Need not be present to win.
Willie D's Rock and Roll Piano Bar open every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Cold drinks and dueling pianos. Deep Nightclub downstairs hosts karaoke on Tuesdays and DJ Spin on Friday and Saturday nights. Visit WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
Arkansas Roundballers Big Joe Klein and Pat Bradley pontificate on Bet Saracen.
People ask me, what do basketball players know about football? What say you, Joe? I explained that anyone can run up and down a grass field with a screwy-shaped ball, but it takes finesse to strategically launch a basketball from long distances at an 18-inch diameter steel hoop.
Dang, Joe, you sure are smart.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Shipments of spring and summer fashions are arriving at Bell & Sword. That means swimwear from Saks, Peter Noir golf wear and shirts, Johnny O's store within a store. Be sure to check out the Faraday line and Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. So hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your spring and summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
It's Justin Acri for CertaPro Painters, and I highly recommend the folks at CertaPro for your next project, whether it's for your home or your business. Interior or exterior, doesn't matter. They always go the extra mile. They painted the exterior of my home before, and what impressed me the most was the attention to detail. They notice a few boards that need minor repairs before they paint them. They will take care of that as well and save you headaches later on. Schedules fill up fast, so get on the schedule now at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate now at CertaPro.com.
It's Sam Pittman Live with your host, Chuck Barrett, every Wednesday night at 7 through football season on 103.7 The Buzz. Coach will recap last week's game and look at the upcoming week. And it's brought to you by Bet Saracen, the best sports betting app in the state.
The Zone in the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio is back. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, let's see what Justin Acri and DJ Williams have to say on the Buzz Radio Network.
Sugar and spice.
Coverage of the 5th Annual Jackson T. Stevens Cup from Shore Acres Golf Club in Lake Bluff, Illinois is brought to you by Stevens, family owned for 9 decades. We build value on relationships that span generations.
Doing too much shots. Let's play the other liner the rest of the week. Wow. Stop it. I mean, come on. Knock it off. Trey Schapp, welcome. Sorry we're a little behind. What's up?
How are you? I'm good. Oh, you're good.
We're a little disappointed, frustrated, but optimistic at once. Does it make sense?
I guess you could say that. I'm a little frustrated, too. I just thought that the defense could have played better in the game, and you had a chance to win the game. But, boy, I was just hearing Trey Biddy on the end of his call there. If you don't win Saturday, I don't think you go bowling, and you're probably starting to look for a new head football coach.
We'll win Saturday by at least 2 touchdowns.
Whoa!
Oh, okay.
I'm looking.
He ain't buying it.
I ain't buying Memphis.
Why not? You can tell us later. We're going to talk to Trey about golf.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's my fault. I shouldn't ask. But I'm glad to hear that. That makes me feel better. Maybe I'll throw a few bucks at it.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about that. For those who don't know what the Stevens Cup is, Trey, tell them about that and who is there and what are we watching this week?
So it's 6 women's teams and 6 men's teams from the collegiate ranks, plus individuals from the historically black universities and the service academies. And it's a tournament that Warren Stevens came up with, along with his good friend Bill McAtee, to honor his father, Jackson T. Stevens. And it's the 5th playing of it. First year it was at the Alotian Club in West Pulaski County. Second year it was at Seminole Golf Club down in Florida. Trinity Forest, the 3rd year. Last year, Oklahoma City Golf and Country Club, a little bit later in the year last year, but September this year here in Lake Bluff, Illinois at Shore Acres, one of the top 30 courses in the world, I would say, and it is spectacular.
Okay. What's Arkansas's women and men got this year?
So the women have the LPGA event in Northwest Arkansas this week, and
Okay.
the men are playing in Cincinnati, and they were already scheduled to be in Cincinnati and play. And, of course, the women won last year at Oklahoma City Golf and Country Club. And interesting that on the women's side, the 2 national championship contenders last year in the final match, Stanford and Northwestern winning the national championship. They're both here. So potentially you could see a rematch of last year's national final on the women's side. You have Mega Gane, who plays for Stanford. She won the USAM earlier this year. For the University of Texas men, they have Tommy Morrison, who competed at the Walker Cup at Cypress Point 2 weeks ago. So a lot of firepower in the amateur golf ranks here this week in Lake Bluff, just about 30 miles north of Chicago.
And what's the format there for this event?
So they play, 36 holes today, stroke play, and then 18 tomorrow. And then they take the top 4 teams, and 3 will play 4 in match play, and 1 will play 2. And they will have the team champions crowned on Wednesday. The individual champions will be crowned tomorrow after play. It starts on Golf Channel today at 4 o'clock. If you want to watch, I can tell you, beautiful scenes right on the lake, the banks of Lake Michigan.
Nice.
And Justin, you know, this area, this part of the country, the bent grass greens are just playing on bent grass all over a golf course is just fantastic, and that's what they have here.
It is nice.
How does one bend their grass? How they mow it?
Well, it's an exhausting process,
Is
DJ.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
each blade of grass has to be
exhausting.
bent with a pair of pliers. It's
Dang,
very
tough.
difficult.
They have like 2 million people that work on the grounds crew that go out there and bend the grass.
Putting on bent and hitting into bent is just so much nicer. It's such a treat.
How does one bend the grass?
It's just a hybrid.
Okay.
It's just a version of grass. It's a kind of grass.
Okay.
Like Bermuda's kind of grass.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not actually.
And Justin, DJ, this is not a particularly long course. The defense of this course is the green complexes. There are some greens that have elevation changes of 5 to 6 feet just on the green itself.
Man.
And a lot of deep ravines. So I think the Golf Channel is going to be able to really show what this golf course is all about. Sometimes TV doesn't do it justice, but hopefully today and this week they'll be able to do that.
All right, we're about to hit the top of the hour. We'll talk more tomorrow. And also when we get an update, I want to talk to you about the Ryder Cup next week. And by the way, Scheffler won again this week just for fun, and his little tune-up out of Napa. Pretty good week for him. So the man just he's about golden right now. So we'll see if he can continue that as they get into international play with the Ryder Cup next week. So it should be good. But we'll talk to you tomorrow, man. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Trey Schapp from the Jackson T. Stevens Cup. We'll get an update from him through the week and appreciate him, and certainly appreciate our friends at Stevens sponsoring the coverage over there. Trey always looks forward to that, and we love to hear from him, and I'm always a little jealous when he's out there watching those things. So anyway, all right, it is 10:58. We're up against it. We got to hit a break. When we come back, Hunter Yurachek will join us in the next hour. We'll get the Red-White Report. We'll hear more from the coaches and the players from Arkansas's loss at Ole Miss, and DJ's already looking ahead to Memphis, and he's feeling 100% confident. I hope you're right, sir. I hope you're right.
They don't scare me.
Phew. Good.
Big savings are rolling now at Guatney Chevrolet. Take advantage of the $7,500 EV tax credit before September 30th. Drive a 2026 Trax or Trailblazer for just $249 a month. Or save up to $13,000 on new Silverados. Plus, we're paying up to 20% over Kelley Blue Book for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And right now, you can get it all with no payments until 2026. Stop by Guatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville today. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. With approved credit restrictions apply, see dealer for details.
At Arkansas Spine and Pain, we believe one thing above all. When pain ends, life begins. Whether you're chasing a touchdown, a grandkid, or just chasing relief from chronic pain, we're here to help you get back in the game pain-free. Proud sponsors of the Little Rock Touchdown Club and proud to serve Arkansans who refuse to let pain win. Call Arkansas Spine and Pain today, 501-227-0184, because when pain ends, life begins. Arkansas Spine and Pain, ASAP.
Mike Washington gets in the zone with Justin and DJ each week. Brought to you by Red River Auto Group. Visit redriverauto.com. Your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group.
No matter what you do,
you were finished.
We can't be stopped.
Oh, well, allow me to retort.
103.7 The Buzz.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
KABC, Little Rock.
The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says a Little Rock man died in a house fire last week. Deputies were called to a home on Dallas Lane last Wednesday at around 9 p.m. First responders found Mitchell Hughes dead inside the home once the flames were put out. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. And North Little Rock police are still trying to find the person behind the shooting at Friday night's high school football game. A man in the visitor section was shot. He has already been released from the hospital. The school district's Safety Services Department will meet this week to discuss ways to improve security. And also in North Little Rock, police officer Tommy Norman is on administrative leave after being arrested. In the arrest report, Norman's wife told officers he hit her in the chest with the back of his hand. Norman told police he was being slapped and that he caused the injury while trying to block it. Norman now faces a third-degree domestic battery charge. This is KARK's Gary Burton Jr. for the Buzz Radio Network.
Are you still on the sidelines? Then it's time you suit up and get in the game. Download Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app, Bet Saracen, today.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center.
For your Monday, we'll see highs reach the low to mid-90s across the metro with a mix of sun and clouds and a little bit of haze. There's a small chance of a shower or storm, especially Monday afternoon and early evening. Not everyone will see rain, and we still need a lot more to help our drought. Monday night, temperatures drop into the low 70s. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Jenna Warner.
Benihana Happy Hour Specials, $3, $6, $9. Sushi, food, and cocktails. Available 5 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday at Benihana Bar.
The season is back, and your team at Gwatney Buick GMC is playing fantasy financing all month. So get ready to sack your current payment. 2025 Buick and Vista at just $199 per month. Get a full blitz of loyalty cash and bonus cash, bringing 2025 Sierra up to 20% below MSRP. Plus, Gwatney Buick GMC is making the biggest play of the year, the $20,000 Negative Equity Assistance Program. Your best opportunity to turn your current car situation around. And with Hummer EV at 0%, don't fumble and miss this $7,500 EV tax credit that ends on September 30th. It's fantasy financing all month long at 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock next to Sam's Club. 501-945-4444. Gwatney, Buick, GMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. Some vehicles require qualifying trade-in. All offers with approved credit. Then Vista is an ultra-low mileage lease. Sierra based on an MSRP of $55,095. Zero interest has length of contract limited.
September is here, which means it's a busy weekend for all of us during football season. If you're like me, baseball season too. Travel baseball was big back on Sundays in the fall. And the one thing that could keep you from maintaining that busy schedule, joint pain. Knee, back, hip, shoulder, whatever it is, don't let that run your schedule. Don't let that rule your life. Hey everybody, I'm Josh Neighbors, and QC Kinetics is here to stop joint pain from calling the shots. So instead of laying on the couch, you're out there with your family, your dog, and you're out there until they get tired, not until you do. QC Kinetics, no drugs, no surgery, no long recovery, just a smarter, more natural way to get your freedom back. And also, that first consultation, absolutely free, so there's no reason to wait anymore. Call QC Kinetics today, 501-214-5880. That's 501-214-5880. Call QC Kinetics today.
Get ready for a night out like no other. We're the Party At Tour, starring Nelly and the St. Lunatics, Ja Rule.
To everybody that be living it up, we said
Chingy.
I like the way you do that right there, right there.
And special guests. Friday, September 19th, Simmons Bank Arena. Grab your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com for the hottest tour of the summer. Nelly and the St. Lunatics, Ja Rule, Chingy, and special guests bringing the party live.
Would you like to win the ultimate hunting ATV? Stop by Honda Russellville right now through October 17th to win a new Honda 4-man 4x4 ATV with winch, tire, and wheel package. Check us out online at HondaRussellville.com or on Facebook.
Hi, this is Ted Upshaw from Accountable Roofing and Remodeling. Let us bring our over 30 years of experience to your next project. We are certified shingle masters, licensed, bonded, and insured. Are you one of the thousands of Arkansans who has received a non-renewal notice from your insurance company due to the age or condition of your roof? We can help. We offer multiple financing options from help with your deductible all the way down for zero down for the entire project. Call today for your free evaluation, 501-621-0500, or visit us at accountablerr.com.
College football is all about finding that next generation of stars, fresh talent, big plays, new energy every season. That's the same approach behind Flight by Yuengling. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. Just 2.6 carbs and 95 calories with real beer flavor that keeps up from kickoff to the post-game recap. So whether you're tailgating or celebrating a big win, make Flight your go-to. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA.
Opioid pain meds.
turning patients into addicts.
I had destroyed everything in my life. I was essentially homeless.
While insurance companies continue to make opioids cheap and alternatives unaffordable.
We should be able to offer things that do not get people hooked on opioids.
7 on Your Side takes the issue to lawmakers and gets results. Tomorrow morning at 6 on Channel 7 Daybreak.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acri and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network. The Zone at the Little Rock Touchdown Club is brought to you by Arkansas Spine and Pain. Whether your head, neck, upper body, or lower body are giving you problems, ASAP can get you back to a pain-free life. ASAP, life begins when pain ends. For more information, go to their website at arkansasspineandpain.com.
Yeah. All right, second hour is underway. We are going to talk to Mr. Hunter Yurachek, the athletic director at the University of Arkansas, in just a bit. And we got a busy hour, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. Don't miss anything. We're going to hear more from Arkansas players. The Hogs lost this weekend, if you didn't hear, 41-35 in a very entertaining game, and unfortunately Razorbacks come up a little bit short.
36. Don't show us short.
What did I say, 35?
Yeah. We earned that 1 point.
It says 41-35 in my book.
Who? Arkansas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 41-35.
Yep.
Oh, it was 35?
Yeah. Here's the thing. If you're going to correct me, make sure you know what you're talking about. Yeah. You sit this one out, Cowboy.
Hey-o.
All right. Let's get to it. Red White Report time.
The Red White Report is brought to you by Ortho Now, your walk-in solution for orthopedic care at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health.
And if Arkansas didn't fumble on that last possession, they would have been able to kick the extra point to take the lead for the moment. Now, would they have been able to stop them from getting a field goal to win it? 41-35 the final. Taylor Green is playing as well as anybody in the world right now at quarterback. 14 carries, 115 yards, touchdown. Our guy Mike Washington, 13 for 65 and 2 TDs. Taylor also threw for 300 yards. He's the first Razorback ever to throw for 300 yards and run for 100 yards in the same dang game. Remarkable. You know how I know it is? I just remarked about it.
That makes sense.
Thanks, buddy. That's what I'm here for.
I guess there's a lot of remarkable things
I'm
up
a
there.
logician. You know what was remarkable? How bad the defense was. Here's Sam Pittman on the defense. They need to tackle better. They had a lot of problems. He talked about it 2 different times in postgame, and we're going to give them both to you because that's the big issue going forward.
We got to communicate better. The 2 or 3 of the scores in the first half, we just had cut guys wide open, couldn't cover a back. We were checking to check, lanes checks, and we cut all that out in the second half because we had to give our guys a chance, and we didn't open field tackle very well, especially in the first half. Couldn't cover a back, and didn't put pressure on the quarterback. We got a lot of work to do. That's how it is, but we got good kids, and they'll get better. But we got to do a better job of getting them ready. And but your question is valid. We didn't get them on the ground, with any space much at all.
All right, well, after the game, Taylor Green spoke too, and he defended one of his teammates, and he also talked about some things to build on. Because there were a lot of positives in this one. So let's hear a couple things from Taylor Green, then we'll get, hopefully, Hunter Yurachek here in a few minutes. We'll see when he arrives. I think they're a little behind schedule.
He took it, pretty hard, but at the same time, that shows how much he cares. And if you see Jalen and how hard he works day in and day out and, never complains, it means something to him. And, I had a couple words, to him, but, at the same time, it's a team effort. It's not just on him. I have to do better with my reads and getting people lined up quicker. And, just to execute too. So, but like I said, I'm proud of this team and proud of the defense and just giving us opportunity. And especially in the SEC, it's a 4-quarter conference, and all the games are won in the fourth quarter. So we have to, lock in and execute in the fourth quarter. Just trusting the game plan, trusting Coach Petrino and the O-line, doing a great job, a wonderful job of communicating on the road in a hostile environment, and just giving me time in the pocket, and of course they're run blocking too, making holes. That's where it all starts, really, in the trenches, and receivers, running backs, tight ends doing a great job with the ball in their hands. So I would say those things.
There you go. All right, waiting for the boss, Hunter Yurachek, here in a minute. Over the weekend, the SEC was an interesting weekend without a doubt. Texas A&M escaping on the road, winning. I got done watching the Charlie Sheen thing last night. You got to watch that, dude. It's so incredibly well produced. It really is well done. Anyway, if you don't think Charlie Sheen's interesting, maybe you won't like it. But I think he's an interesting character.
He's very fascinating.
Well, he is. I mean, he's uber. He was making at his peak $2 million an episode
on that 2.5.
2.5 men.
It's impressive.
He wasn't making $2.5 million, but he was making $2 million. That's enough. Natalie and I were debating. It's like, well, how many episodes do you think they make a year? And we went back and forth. They were averaging 24 episodes a season. DJ, I don't know if you're great at math. What's 24 times 2?
A lot.
$48 million a year.
Wow.
And he said repeatedly in this thing, that's way too much money.
Was he up there? I know the people from Big Bang Theory were doing really well.
They weren't making $2 million an episode, I don't think, because there's also a bunch of them.
There's too many of them, yeah.
The thing that sucks is poor John Cryer's over here. And again, this is the way it goes in media. It happens in our place occasionally, too. Some of the guys that act the craziest sometimes get rewarded. It happens all the time. But John Cryer's saying, I was making a third of that, which ain't bad money. Admittedly, he's making like $650 an episode. But, I mean, this dude's making $2 million acting like an idiot, not showing up for rehearsals. It's annoying. Anyway.
Who all did they have on there? They have a bunch of notable people?
Yes, tons.
Okay.
You know who's one of the key figures? Is Sean Penn, who grew up with him. Sean Penn was amazing in this thing.
Cool.
Brutally, completely honest. It was fantastic. Anyway, he was on there. Both his ex-wives were on there.
Oh.
And he's still close with Denise, and I think he and his second wife have a pretty good relationship too. He's got 2 kids with each, 2 girls with Denise, and Brooke Miller's his second wife. They have 2 boys. So I mean, it's just well done. And by the end of it, it was kind of sweet. He's actually a sweet guy. I'd love to see him get another shot at acting if he decides that's something he wants to do. But he's been through it, man. He's been through it, and a lot of it, again, it's self-imposed.
He's up there, man. Charlie Sheen.
Mm-hmm.
Raking it in.
He was.
Kevin Costner was there, 1.8 to 2 million per episode.
Sure.
Ray Romano, everybody loves Raymond. Soft, 1 million per episode.
Wasn't Seinfeld the first to make $1 million an episode or something?
Maybe the Friends people all were making $1 million, I think, an episode by the end. Seinfeld, yeah, we already said Seinfeld, but you can't hear. Yeah, well, Christian did. Anyway, I don't mean to get sidetracked. Let's get back to it. Talk about the SEC. No, that's my fault. Let's talk about a few other games the rest of the weekend. Kentucky beat Eastern Michigan handily. Mississippi State rolled 63-zip. By the way, Mississippi State's not going to be an easy rollover, just show up and you're going to win the game kind of team this year, I don't think. They're going to give you a little fight. Missouri's looked phenomenal, and the Pribula move has worked out beautifully for them. He wasn't sexy this weekend, but he did plenty of what he needed to do. They rolled over Louisiana 52-10. Auburn wins at home against South Alabama, and they only give up 15 points in the game, so a little better defensive effort from them. Alabama impressive. Wisconsin stinks, but not a great iteration of Wisconsin. And I think they had did I read they had a backup quarterback in there? Anyway, easy win for Alabama this weekend. Oklahoma crushed Temple. The Vanderbilt road win was almost as good as some of the other things we saw, but we saw a couple other spectacular performances. A&M, basically last play of the game, they throw in the end zone, tight end catches it. Fantastic game, and they end up winning it, and Notre Dame missed an extra point too. Did you see this?
Yeah.
They snap it back, dude fumbles it, tries to get a 2-point conversion out of it, and didn't convert. And so that's why Notre Dame didn't force overtime or have overtime, is because they couldn't convert on the extra point.
I think the wheel's about to fall off over there.
At Notre Dame?
Yeah.
I hope they fall off in Fayetteville, or maybe on the way. Texas crushed UTEP 27-10. By crushed, I mean they beat them. And Arch Manning got booed. He was outplayed by his opposing quarterback. Somebody suggested that he would be a really good quarterback for a service academy. 11-25, 114. He runs better than he throws. Touchdown and a pick. He once had, in this game, 10 consecutive incompletions. That's big-time trouble in paradise. I don't know that Arch Manning will be the starting quarterback when Arkansas plays Texas this year. Georgia, best win of the weekend other than the A&M game, 44-41 at Tennessee. Spectacular football game. Kudos to the Bulldogs, 9 in a row now against Tennessee. Not easy. LSU wins over Florida, but not impressively 20-10. After the game, the very first question at the postgame was regarding the LSU offense. Brian Kelly, a little sensitive baby boy, didn't like it and went right back at the reporter.
Brian in the back, I know you love these immediate post-game sessions, but what are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game to win the game.
All right. How about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. You're looking at this from the wrong perspective. LSU won the football game. Won the game. I don't know what you want from me. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? That's all you need. You just need one. There's a ridiculous questions. And I'm getting tired of it. That football team just worked their tail off to get an SEC win, and you want to know what's wrong. You know what? You're spoiled. You're spoiled. This team is 17-1 at night. 17-1. Give them some respect. How about that? Give them some respect instead of micro-analyzing every little thing. This is ridiculous. For a group of seasoned reporters, that kind of question is so out of line.
It isn't. This is a Florida team that just got beat at home by South Florida the week before. A South Florida team that just got thumped this weekend by Miami. So it's not like South Florida's some world beater. You had 10 first downs in a football game. 10 first downs in a college football game, okay? You got outgained by Florida this weekend, okay? You were 4 of 14 on third down, okay? You got issues, and it doesn't mean that you don't have a good team. It doesn't mean that you can't win a variety of ways. But let's not act like the question is completely ridiculous, and how dare you chastise a guy for doing his damn job. His job is to ask you about the issues offensively because you got a bunch. That'd be like Arkansas, Tom Murphy and those guys walking in there going, Sam, let's just talk about the offense and not ask anything about the defense. That's irresponsible. The job is to do the job, and the job is not for you to decide. Your job is coach football team and do it a hell of a lot better than that, and his job is to ask questions that he finds relevant to the game, which that one is 100% fair.
Concur.
Thanks.
You know what? That just gave me a really good concept. Now with all this free time on my hands that's really not there, I'm going to start pulling interviews from coaches like this, and I'm going to go down and break down the tape.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
And I'm going to point it all out.
Oh, by the way,
great?
will you see what Dabo grades his team this week after they lost to Georgia Tech on the last second
I
field
can't
goal?
wait. I told you I ain't buying Clemson. I told you at the beginning of the year.
Man.
I'm going to break down the tape on
I had
LSU,
him on the money line. I'm like, surely they're not going to lose to Georgia Tech. Haynes King. It was a great football game, by the way.
How fun is football this year
It's
already?
so good. And
Already?
the NFL was great yesterday.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Bears fan, it was really rough. Anyway, here is the end of the – I think we got the end of the Georgia game, the end of the Georgia-Tennessee game.
No, we have the end of the Georgia Tech-Clemson game.
Georgia Tech Clemson. That's the one we were just talking about. That's what I meant. Yes,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
what you meant.
I got sidetracked because
Yeah.
Scott just came over to visit us, and there's Hunter right there.
Yep.
So we got to talk to Hunter. Sorry. Give it to me, and then we'll get Mr. Yurachek seated here and get him rolling.
One that's from 55. The snap is off. It is on the way. It's got the distance.
And then it's done. He made it's a 55-yard field goal, dude. I mean, it was a bomb to win it. I was like, surely this dude's not making this. Surely we're going to overtime. This is going to be a really compelling extra period.
Yeah.
No, we got cheated out of an extra period. Really stunk. That's okay. Hunter Yurachek is here. He's the athletic director at the University of Arkansas, for those of you who don't read the papers. And he has made it down from Fayetteville to hang out with us today. And I applaud him because, taking a lot of heat from the guy that runs this club. And I appreciate you coming in. You're a bigger man, taking the high road. I appreciate that. It's good to see you.
I didn't know I had an option. Dave is a big believer in free speech and asked me to come down and give a free speech, so I'm here, right?
Well, listen, you're like all the girls I asked out when I was in college. You can say no. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you not. This is good. Well, it's good to see you.
Great to be here.
What a weekend. I mean, disappointing, obviously, with the outcome, but DJ and I are both sitting here today, and we're like, gosh, I'm a little more optimistic about football even after a loss, and I'm really excited about the rest of the season.
Yeah, no, we went down there and competed really, really hard. Our offense played really, really well throughout the game. Our defense didn't play as well as they needed to, especially in the first half, made some adjustments at halftime, played better in the second half. We're going to have to get better on that side of the ball for sure. And, I mean, look, you go on the road in the SEC at night to play a top 15 team. You have the ball with 2 minutes on their 25-yard line, down 6 with a chance to win the game. That's all you can ask for. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, football is a cruel sport at times. DJ, you know this, and sometimes things happen in that game that just don't go your way. And, look, that's all you can ask for is to go on the road. Disappointed that we didn't get to win, disappointed for our student-athletes, disappointed for our coaches, disappointed for our fans. But I do believe it provides us a new level of optimism for the season moving forward.
There's an intriguing non-conference game this weekend over in Memphis. And I'm just curious about – and a lot of us are wondering. I mean, you saw a lot of games. Who was it? I saw somebody went to – it's a Power 4 team, played at Wyoming this weekend. My alma mater's playing up in Jonesboro this last weekend.
Sure.
How's a Memphis game come about?
Yeah, I mean, we did a 2-for-1 with Memphis in Tulsa about 5 or 6 years ago. It's a way to save money on guarantees. You get 2 home games for really the price of one, going on the road, and try to make those regional games a place where Razorback fans can go to Memphis. In a couple of years, they can go to Tulsa. So I think good regional games and that will sell tickets not only on the road for us but in our venue. And so, 5 years ago, I mean, Memphis was good. They've got some NIL money that they're spending. They're sharing revenue. And so it's going to be a challenging game for our program. But I think we'll have a lot of Razorback fans there at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, and looking forward to that challenge.
What is more likely, Arkansas State, Arkansas play again, or you play a game, Arkansas plays a game in War Memorial again?
Oh, gosh. I don't know how I provide the odds on answering that question and be politically correct. Look, I think it's well documented that Governor Sanders came out in support of us continuing to play a game in Little Rock, specifically a game versus Arkansas State. The leadership at the University of Arkansas, within the athletic department and on our campus, as well as the system and the board, we're continuing to have those discussions and really looking at what that looks like moving forward. I mean, we're in a new era of college athletics now where we're sharing revenue. And it's really important that we maximize revenue at every stop. And so we've got to make sure that we're making the right decisions for our athletic program and our football program moving forward. And so we'll continue to evaluate what that looks like.
Okay, that's your politically correct answer.
Yeah, how about that? Did I answer your question?
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, my argument is, look, I think the dollars have to make sense, is what I've been saying. And so it's got to be financially viable. It's got to make the most sense financially. You guys can't afford to give up a dollar at this point, is my take. Is that fair?
That would be a fair assessment. Yes,
okay.
Correct.
All right. How do you feel about politicians getting involved in sports?
Well, Governor Sanders and I have a great relationship, and she's done a great.
Generally, not specifically.
Well, she's done a great job leading our state, and so I think every school, every institution, every state has their nuances, and so because of the relationship I have with Governor Sanders, I respect her and what she's trying to do to help the state, and so we'll do exactly what she's asked us to do.
Can you juggle?
Can I juggle? Absolutely.
Okay. That makes one of us. I wish I could. Juggling schedules is always intriguing, and now that we're going to have a 9-game schedule in the SEC, I'm curious about the competitive and financial ramifications in your book, mostly the financial, because I think we understand the competitive part of it, and then how do you juggle the schedule over the next 5 years?
Yeah, sure. So we'll get on a rotation starting next year where we'll have 5 SEC home games in the even years and then 4 SEC home games and a Power 4 game in Fayetteville in the odd years. And so like next year we'll have 5 SEC home games. We'll go on the road to play Utah, and in an ideal world, we'd like to have an FBS game in our stadium against a group of 6 team and an FCS game in our stadium. And so that would give us 7 home games every year moving forward, except for the 1 year that we're contracted to go over to Tulsa. Other than that, 7 games would be ideal. The 5 SEC games in those even years, and then the 4 SEC and a Power 4 games in the odd years. And so that's how we'll juggle that schedule moving forward. We're going to move the Memphis game that was scheduled for next year out to 2030. And so that we can continue that contract. So we'll play Tulsa and North Alabama next year, on the road at Utah, 5 SEC home games, and then we'll move the game that we had with Memphis to 2030 to complete that contract. So we've got right now, as it sits, we have Tulsa in 26, 27, and 29, Memphis in 28 and 30, and then FCS games to complement that.
Is there a significant amount more money available, do you think, to the SEC schools with adding the 9th game? How much more of an impact will that make?
There is. It's $5 million per school.
Okay.
Starting next year. And then the long play on that even compounds significantly when we go to the television market in the early 2030s again. And so there's a long play in this as well.
Everything has a money underline, I guess, to it at this point. And I want to go back to something that, again, I sort of alluded to out of the gate. And there were some personnel moves that were made. Everybody's having to deal with this across the country because of there's only so much money,
Sure.
and you've got to distribute it how you can. So making personnel decisions for those who've never run a business is not a fun thing to do sometimes, and it's a difficult thing to do. I'm just curious about the approach and how you guys go about that and how you're evaluating generally as you try to find a way to create more revenue and cut more costs.
Yeah, the biggest line item in our budget is salaries and benefits. It makes up roughly $65 million of our athletic department operating budget. And so if you're going to make that $20.5 million piece of the puzzle that is revenue sharing fit in there, we were going to have some savings within our salary and benefits line. And so first of all, that started with us looking at every position that was vacated during the past year, and was that an essential position, or were there duties within that position that someone else could absorb? And so we haven't backfilled many positions. And then we offered early retirement to employees that were eligible for early retirement. We had a few people that took us up on that offer, not as many as we thought might, because we had a good group that took us up on that offer during COVID as well. And then I asked each of our 4 deputy ADs that oversee our areas to look at positions, not people, positions within our department that had duties that may not be essential to the success of our student athletes, or had duties that other people could take on. And so we had savings among all 4 of those areas at all levels of our department, from our ADs cabinet to our senior staff level, associate ADs, assistant ADs, directors, all the way down to graduate assistants. And again, it was about the position, not the people. And if you're going to make tough decisions like that, that's how you have to evaluate it. If you just evaluate the people, we got great people working in a department. It makes it really hard if you don't look at the position first and then the people.
My favorite thing as a guy who manages people is saying you're hired. And my least favorite thing is saying we have to cut your position.
It's
you
awful.
The same boat?
No, it's awful, because you're not only impacting that person. Most of the time, you're impacting that person's family, and they have a spouse and they have children. And when you make a coaching change, you're not just making most of the time a change in one person. There's an entire staff of assistant coaches and support staff that get caught up in that as well. And so it's a challenge to make those decisions, but in a leadership position, you have to make tough decisions a lot.
My last thing, and then I'll get out of DJ's way here. The raffle.
Yeah.
Has it blown your mind how successful it's been? Because there was a lot of debate about it. There were a lot of people that wanted to run it for you. I would say it is far more impactful and far more successful than I could have ever dreamed. Are you pleased with what you've gotten from that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it far exceeded our expectations. I think the early thoughts were we could generate about $7 million in revenue annually on that. I mean, we've had raffles now, 2 baseball games and a couple of football games, and we're close to $500,000 of revenue that we've generated from that. And it's gone really seamlessly. The online component of that works really, really well. We really haven't sold as many in-venue tickets as we had thought we would sell. I mean, most of the tickets are being bought online and we're adjacent to the venue, and so, but it has far exceeded our expectations.
You talked about how the game of football is completely different. College sports is completely different. How tough was it for you to embrace that change? I mean, it's whether you embrace it or you get left behind. And I also want to ask you, too, do you also advocate for at least a little bit more regulations? I think that's what we all kind of want. The portal's getting out of hand. You know, how much money is coming. How do you advocate for that without confusing that with players hearing, oh, he's not trying to take care of us?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so, you have $20.5 million this year that you're able to share, revenue that you're able to share with student athletes. In the SEC, that's reduced by $2.5 million in new scholarships. So everyone in the SEC has $18 million of revenue. That's kind of your cap. And then we all agreed that we're going to invest $2.5 million in new scholarships this year. So that comes off of your cap. Most of that went to women's sports and baseball. And then you have what is legitimate name, image, and likeness, just like professional athletes have, is if you have a value to your name, image, and likeness, if a business, product, or service wants to pay you for that name, image, and likeness to help their profitability, then that's another avenue. If in our industry we would stick to the revenue sharing piece and allowing student athletes and their agents and their parents, whomever wants to go out and negotiate legitimate NIL agreements, college athletics would really be in a great spot. But we've already ventured out into this third lane where schools are figuring out new ways to provide that revenue. And you've seen some schools that have gone out and redone their shoe deals. And those shoe deal money is now being used to endorse student athletes from NIL agreements, if that makes sense, where the shoe companies are now going to be, instead of funneling the money directly to the schools, now they're going to be entering into an agreement with student athletes to wear their shoes. Technically already had that agreement. And then how you use your multimedia rights to funnel money to student athletes. And so the schools that have money are trying to find ways to continue to get that money to their student athletes, and so that they don't lose their competitive advantage. And I think what makes the NFL really special is teams throughout the league have a chance to win the championship, right? The Super Bowl. You see some variety from one year to the next because they have a salary cap and they have NIL. They don't really have anything else, right? Yep. And if we could get to that in college athletics, we would be in a really good spot. But then that would mean some schools that have an advantage right now would have to give up that advantage, and they don't want to do that.
They sure don't.
When it comes to NIL,
we have to funnel Hunter into the other room.
Dang it. One more.
Go ahead. I'll try to be quick, DJ.
These year to year.
Yeah.
You think it would be beneficial to get a little bit more commitment from these guys? Like, give me a 3-year deal.
Yeah, absolutely. But you got to have commitment from the coaches too.
Yeah.
Okay. The coaches have to buy into that as much as the student athletes have to buy into that. That's got to be a 3-year commitment or a 2-year commitment on both sides of the fence. Or, Coach Cal's got a great idea. Hey, you get to transfer one time as a student athlete without penalty. After that, you have to sit out a year, kind of like the old school rule. Like if you made a bad choice, you can transfer one time. But what's happening is young men are coming in as a freshman making X, and they're going to get another school's going to pay them this in the second year, and another school's going to pay them this in the third year. I mean, you watch a television broadcast, and these announcers have to go, he was started here, and then now he's here, and now he's there. And it's you can't keep up, and I don't think it's great for our fans either.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a quarterback at Memphis that's on his 3rd or 4th stop, too, and you guys are facing him this weekend. Best of luck, and thank you for coming by, and we appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
All right,
have a great day.
That was fast-paced, fast break. Let's go. That's it. We got to make up for lost time. Thank you. Good seeing you. Appreciate it. All right, it's 11:30. Got to hit a break. And KP
see you.
And Mr. Yurachek, good seeing you. Thank you, brother. We got to hit a timeout, and when we come back, we will get a little more into some of this stuff. I think Scott is going to join us as well from our sponsor here for the Little Rock Touchdown Club. We'll hear a little more from Coach Pittman as well. We haven't really gotten into the NFL. It was a wild day. Some of the outcomes were crazy. For those who missed it, we got an alert this morning. Joe Burrow is done for the next few months. Got to get surgery on his toe. So the Cincinnati Bengals season is, in effect, over. Pittsburgh lost in heartbreaking fashion yesterday. And so did who did the Colts beat? They beat Denver in a wild one, too, on a re-kick for a field goal. Ooh.
It's tough.
Those penalties, boy. You give a team a second shot, oh, it's gross. How frustrating. Anyway, we got to take a timeout, and as we do, I want to tell you about something real important. It's very important to me, DJ.
I can't wait to
I think
hear
it'll be
it.
important to you.
What is it?
I mean, it's important to a lot of people, and of course, that's UAMS. And did you wake up in pain today?
I actually had good rest today, so felt kind of good.
You probably felt like a new man today.
I woke up at 5:45.
Woo!
I felt like I was sleeping in.
You did. That is by comparison, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, our friends at UAMS, if you're not feeling great, you're feeling in pain, you're feeling a little bit older than you actually are today. You got the creaks? Sure. But if you got actual pain, folks, go see our friends at UAMS Ortho Now. It is a walk-in clinic. When you can walk up in there and get yourself patched up, if you're having a problem, why would you wait? Pretty simple. Go see them. They are located at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, and they are open 8 to 8 Monday through Friday and 8 to noon on Saturday. 501-686-8674. Pop in and see them. Get yourself squared away. No need to deal with that kind of stuff. And, again, doesn't matter how old you are or what your situation is. Get in there and go see them. We are back in a minute, and Scott Davis will join us on the other side. We've also got game balls and jock straps later this hour brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscape. Stick around.
Fernando Carmona joins Out of Bounds, courtesy of Colonial Life Independent Agents, Charlie Schaaf and Damon Francis. Call 501-413-4005.
This is SportsCenter.
Yesterday in the NFL, the Chiefs fell to 0-2 for the first time since 2014 as they lost to the Eagles 20-17. Philadelphia got touchdown runs from Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. The Eagles are 17-1 in their last 18 games. The Cowboys survived a scare, beating the Giants 40-37 in overtime. The Lions dominated the Bears 52-21. Pro Hog Isaac Tesla had another circus catch, his only one of the game, which went for 29 yards. Then the Falcons beat the Vikings 22-9 on Sunday Night Football. The game saw just one touchdown scored. The rest of the points were field goals. There will be a doubleheader of Monday Night Football tonight. First up, the Texans host the Buccaneers at 6, and then the Chargers will take on the Raiders at 9. Both of those games can be seen on ESPN. And it was announced this morning Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow will be undergoing surgery on his toe that will sideline him for at least 3 months. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Fried green tomato salad is back and better than ever at Eat My Catfish. It'll only be here for a limited time, so stop by or order online from any of our 7 Eat My Catfish locations to try this delicious fan favorite today. Eat fresh, eat local, Eat My Catfish.
Arkansas Roundballers Big Joe Klein and Pat Bradley pontificate on Bet Saracen.
People ask me, what do basketball players know about football? What say you, Joe?
I explained that anyone can run up and down a grass field with a screwy-shaped ball, but it takes finesse to strategically launch a basketball from long distances at an 18-inch diameter steel hoop.
Dang, Joe, you sure are smart.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
We all know how busy our lives can be these days and how important our time and convenience is as well. Edwards Food Giant knows that too, so that's why they're inviting you to take advantage of their Heat and Eat Meal Solutions items in their deli department. Delicious Edwards Food Giant signature dishes, along with a wide choice of entrees and sides, all ready for you to pick up and take home to serve your family tonight. The Heat and Eat Meal Solution is now at your favorite Central Arkansas Edwards Food Giant deli. This week's special is chicken and sausage jambalaya for only $7.49 per pound, with corn souffle for $5.99 per pound.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter Agent Hayden Strickland in Sherwood, Vic Seidenschwartz in Carlisle, or Todd Matthews in Benton today.
Big savings are rolling now at Gwatney Chevrolet. Take advantage of the $7,500 EV tax credit before September 30th. Drive a 2026 Trax or Trailblazer for just $249 a month. Or save up to $13,000 on new Silverados. Plus, we're paying up to 20% over Kelley Blue Book for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And right now, you can get it all with no payments until 2026. Stop by Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville today. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. With approved credit restrictions apply, see dealer for details.
The Zone with Justin Acri and DJ Williams in the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio is back.
I think I just cooked up a theory in the break talking to Scott Davis here. Scott's with us from Arkansas Spine and Pain, our sponsor of the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Do you think it would be worse today or better if Arkansas had driven down and scored, kicked the extra point, taken the lead, and then the defense gave up a Ole Miss drive to win the game, and they score a touchdown or score a field goal and win the game? I think it would be worse today if Ole Miss had scored at the end and people had been like, this defense is ridiculous. They're already saying that, but at least the offense made the mistake late, so people don't put 100% of it on the defense.
Yeah.
Because right now they're putting 90% of it on.
That's fair. About 96%.
Yes, no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, look, let's be honest. If Arkansas scores 35 in a game most weeks, they're going to win.
Concur. Okay. That was the number, right? 31, 32. Feel good about our chances.
The over-under at Oklahoma was 26.5. I still don't know about that number, how that got set.
For Arkansas's points?
Yes.
Yeah.
I played that.
I almost won big, except for the over-under. Second quarter, I was like, oops.
Oh, you played the under?
I did. Ooh. First quarter was going great.
I mean, we said all week it was going to be a shootout.
And then, well,
but with a backup quarterback.
Think about it. First quarter, 7-7. Second quarter exploded, and then Arkansas only scored 1 touchdown in the second half.
That's fair. Yeah, there was actually a huge number, and Arkansas not scoring in a half. It was ridiculous. It was like 7-1, not scoring in either half.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been an interesting one. I'm not going to bet on that all year. Anyway, hi, Scott.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I'm not going to put you in an awkward position, but it is a big week.
It is a big week.
And I will tell you this. As a guy who has watched Arkansas, a team that you root for.
I do root for
did
Arkansas.
Not attend.
Yep.
And I'm the same way. When they play your alma mater, you think it's going to be so cool and so fun. And then when it happens, you're like, that sucked. It stinks. I went there when Arkansas played at Iowa State years ago in basketball, and it doesn't help that Iowa State beat Arkansas like they hated them. If it's a competitive game, maybe it's fine, and it's a little bit different situation than the fact that it's not two P4 schools going at it. So if Memphis happens to win the game, my gosh, you guys will be over the moon. But it's a tough spot to be in this week.
It is. I mean, I'm going to win either way because I love the Hogs, and I love my Tigers more. But I don't know. I mean, it's after watching Arkansas, I tell you, Green is just amazing. I mean, he's a great quarterback. Now we've got a pretty good quarterback too. We took care of Troy.
Who? Memphis?
Memphis does. Oh.
You don't think he's pretty good?
He is pretty good.
You're going to find out today.
Oh, well, I think we're going to find out. But,
I think I'll mess around and find out.
You're going to mess around and find out?
Yeah.
We'll find out. But Taylor Green is the real deal. Yeah. And he is good. But Memphis' defense is good. So we played Troy. We handily beat them, who, by the way, almost beat Clemson. But we also know that Clemson's really not as good as everyone says they are.
Dabo gave him a 96% this weekend.
Yeah, gave.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Is that what he gave him?
No, I'm joking.
He should get grades every
He's
game.
so easy to pick on, and the fact that they are doing what they used to do, again, makes it really easy. It's like, come on, man. Anyway, so I digress.
Okay, your quarterback's playing well this year.
He's playing great. He's 70%, dude.
I wouldn't say great.
He's throwing for over 200 yards a game. He's completing 75% of his passes.
How many quarterbacks have a 70% completion rate?
Okay, that usually correlates to maybe some touchdown passes, 2 touchdowns and 1 pick on the year. I wouldn't say that's blowing it out of the water.
Okay, well, how many rushing touchdowns do they have?
Huh?
How many rushing touchdowns do they have as a team?
Are we talking about Clemson?
No, we're talking about Memphis.
Oh, okay, Memphis. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying. We had quite a few.
They've had.
By the way, one of my Antonio Gibson from the Patriots, another one of my team, touchdown return. Patriots finally won a game against Miami.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Boy, poor Miami. Have
How
you talked
are
to
they
Alyssa?
scoring their points?
We got to check in with Alyssa
Right,
Orange.
yeah.
Make sure she's not on.
They run.
She doesn't need like a padded cell.
Against.
A lot of rushing touchdowns.
Oh, this is just him. Okay, he's had 2 rushing touchdowns.
No, how about their team? They're probably running for a bunch because they're scoring a lot of points.
Okay.
Yeah.
And their defense played great.
Yes.
They have 11
Admittedly-
rushing touchdowns.
Okay. Well, listen, they have not played a team that's as good as Arkansas. We can all agree to that. But their defense has played really well so far.
Yeah, but we're going to find out how good they are against a really good Arkansas offense.
When Arkansas fans found out that Arkansas was hosting Notre Dame, biggest game in years, most exciting, most attention, and they found it's 11 o'clock kick, that blows. For Memphis, hosting an Arkansas team that's, I mean, honestly, could be ranked or just about, and they're as exciting offensively as anybody, were you mad that you found out it was an 11 o'clock kick?
Yeah, a little bit.
How's the tailgating in Memphis?
It's good. It's real good. So, I mean, I think the menu will be a little different.
Okay.
It'll still be barbecue and
Mimosas?
Mimosas, yeah.
So what's your level of optimism? Scale 1 to 10.
That we're going to win?
Yeah.
5. We're either going to win or we're going to lose. How about that?
There it is. That's how that works.
There are no ties.
Yeah.
Ain't the NFL regular season.
How about this? I would love to see Memphis win. I'm not optimistic that they will.
Okay.
Not watching what I saw this weekend. I mean, but, you know, Arkansas does find a way to lose games, which is unfortunate. But
I was surprised the line was what it was. Were you?
I was too.
6.5 it opened at?
Yeah.
And DJ jumped on it at
Yeah,
7
I was
and said
surprised too. It should have been like 18.
All right, so you're going to give me Memphis an 18?
I mean, yeah, I need some. What is it? How do I do my bets? I do them weird.
He wants like some odds.
Yeah, I want some odds.
He wants like 2 to 1 or some nonsense.
3 to 1.
Look,
we're 3 to 1. I'll give you.
We won't do this
17.5.
we're not going to do this on the air.
How about that?
What do you say?
3 to 1,
17.5.
17.5. So, like, say you bet 50. If he wins, you got to give him 150. But if you win, he gives you 50. But he's going to give you 17.5 points. That's not a terrible deal. That's way better than what you gave me at Arkansas State.
Mm-hmm. What I give you?
I don't remember now,
I gave
but it was
you
ridiculous. It was so
points.
dumb.
I cannot.
So
I cannot condone gambling on air. So
Fair.
we'll talk
We'll
offline.
talk off air.
It's legal. What are you talking about it. Of course you can. I'm literally looking at a website. It's legal. It's right here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 7.5 now, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
There we go.
You moved the line this morning, did you, with your giant bet? TJ's $4,000 bet on Arkansas. Oh, I can slide the line. I'm putting it back at 6.5.
There you go.
Let me see what 6.5 looks like. Boop. Arkansas 6.5 is minus 132. That's not bad. I'm taking that. I'm going to throw 50 on it. What the hell? Don't let me down. What's going on with you guys?
Oh, we're just taking care of a lot of patients. This is Pain Awareness Month, so we're advocating for for people that have chronic pain or have a lot of pain symptoms to just make a visit with us and let's check you out.
Have you had people come in there like, I've lived with this for 7 or 8 years?
You would be surprised how many people actually come in, and we
Mostly
really
dudes, I'm guessing.
Yeah, no, a lot of women that. Yeah, mostly dudes, because dudes think they can survive anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And most women I know are smart enough to go, this hurts, I'm going to go get it looked at.
Yeah.
Most men are like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Dummy.
We do see a lot of men that, mask their pain or, do a lot of things they're not hurting. And then, we get them under therapy or treatment, and then they just are so much happier, better quality of life. So you don't really need to live in pain when you've got options.
How many people have you seen that were like that, put it off so long, where they could have prevented a major surgery if they just would have showed up when it first started hurting?
I don't know an exact number. I do know we get a lot of patients. We have a lot of great testimonials that patients that come to us eventually that are overwhelmed with joy, and that their suffering is through. So we definitely see quite a bit of that. Data. I mean, I can tell you at least every day someone comes in, a new patient. We see anywhere from 10 to 15 new patients a day, and every one of those is assessed. They get a pain scale. We figure out a customized treatment plan for them. But ultimately, all of those patients are going to wind up on a better road to a healthier and more quality of life.
How many patients do you all see in a? I mean, do you have recurring patients, or is it typically like a come and get treatment and then they're taken care of, or is it people that are coming back?
We both. We have a lot of patients that are chronic pain is chronic, and what we do is we manage through we get patients through physical therapy, TENS units, a lot of things that are mildly interventional types of therapies. We do treat with medicines to help block pain. But ultimately, we want to move them into mildly interventional therapies. So nerve blocks, nerve injections, stimulators, pain pumps, those kind of things that we do. So, most of our patients that we see on a recurring basis, we're required to. Insurance requires us to see them. And if we can get them into a mildly interventional therapy, then the frequency of visits is not quite as much.
How do people get a hold of you? That's what we probably don't ask enough.
Yeah, just call our main number, 501-227-0184. Or you can check our website, arkansasspineandpain.com.
Are you going to the game this weekend?
It is a toss-up right now.
You want me to flip a coin?
No. Most probably I will be going.
If it were later, would it be a for sure?
It would be a for sure if it was a 3 o'clock game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind getting up early. I'm old. I have a prostate, a very big one.
You're up early anyway.
I got to get up early anyway.
Not that he's bragging. It's gonna get
yeah. So, yeah, most likely I'm going to go. But there's part of me that's like, I have in the back of my head, I feel like we're going to get blown out. I don't want to witness that firsthand.
Ooh.
So.
TJ feels like that, too.
I don't know why. It's okay. I'm looking at this quarterback's track record. Did he leave Colorado because of the whole primetime Deion Sanders coming over there?
He was at Nevada 2 years.
2 years.
How long has Prime been in Colorado?
3.
Is this year 3?
This year 3.
You think this was the year that he said, I'm coming in with Louis and getting everybody else out?
Yeah, that's probably true. I didn't think about that. That's a great point.
He got sacked a lot. 31 times at Colorado.
Does he run?
22,
What's his running numbers?
24.
He's not a runner.
A little.
No. 775 in Nevada 1 year?
Yeah, look at that.
That's a lot.
Last year.
Yeah, I will tell you, this is going to be a shootout. Whatever it is, it's going to be a shootout. If you're going to give me 17 points, and I take that, we're probably looking at a 55 to 45 game or something like that.
Whoa.
Memphis scores fast.
It would not surprise me if it was 55-45 at all.
Just remember I said that.
Okay.
I won't be surprised at all.
No.
I'll take the over. I'm going to take the over on Arkansas all year.
What's
the over-under at?
So we're done with our defense already?
Well, no, but I do think they're legitimately good offensively.
Yeah, they are. I'm looking at their numbers.
I'm going to go over 62.
Y'all put up a lot of points this year.
You got a big line. He gets a lot of protection. Doesn't get sacked a whole bunch. He has been sacked, but
4 times this year. It's not awful.
It's not awful, but when he gets in the open, man, he is fast. I mean, he reminds me a lot of Green. I mean, they have very similar styles. He's very accurate, even on the run. If you over pursue and you leave a pocket for him to run through, he's going to get some yards.
I just threw together a parlay that's
plus
1152.
Come on,
some
man.
odds now.
Let's go.
Anyway, that parlay does not involve Memphis winning. Sorry, Scott. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Arkansas Spine and Pain, thanks for sponsoring our segments over here. I enjoyed Hunter Yurachek. We were rapid firing.
He was taking them too.
Going at him.
Well, I'm gonna head in and see if he was gonna take some brunt. He's gonna take a little brunt.
Yeah, you want to see it, huh?
Yeah, I want to see that.
If he doesn't go back at Basil, I'm gonna be very disappointed, but I know he will.
Yeah.
All right, Scott. Thanks, man.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
See you. All right, before we head to break, I want to tell you about my friends over there off the Congo exit in Benton. It's like a little wood grill buffet. All right, got a great little lineup, so if you're hungry, and I would say this is perfect, especially for picky eaters. Well, what about over 300 items to pick from? Even Christian can pick out something to eat at the Wood Grill Buffet. They got meat, salad bar, veggies, sides, even a huge dessert bar. You can pick out or just get that salad and veggies if you want to go a little bit lighter. Now, the Wood Grill Buffet at the Congo exit in Benton, it's open every Thursday through Sunday, so it's not every day of the week, Thursday through Sunday for lunch and dinner. It is what they are calling comfort food at its finest. And you talk about saving money. Yeah, during the week, you can get a buffet for an adult for as little as $13. What are we doing? All you can eat. Prices go up just a little bit more over the weekend, but still, it's a no-brainer. If you got a lot of mouths to feed and mouths that just won't stop eating, the Wood Grill Buffet in Benton off the Congo Road exit is your place to be.
It's a tough time. Injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to football weekends, and that's what makes Yuengling such a great pick. From traditional lager to light lager, flight, golden pilsner, and black and tan, they brew a beer for everyone's taste. Whether you're manning the grill, or setting up the tailgate, or just watching with your friends, Yuengling's got a flavor that fits the moment. Brewed with nearly 200 years of tradition by the oldest brewery in America. Yuengling, legends stand the test of time. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA.
Jim's Razorback Pizza is the place to visit when craving some delicious, authentic pizza. They're known for amazing thin crust pies and the best Detroit-style deep dish pizza in town. You can also order freshly baked pasta or wings, along with specialty baked sandwiches, fries, and signature salads. If you're looking for a great place to watch the game and the most accommodating service around, they'll save you a seat at Jim's Razorback Pizza in Little Rock and Morgan Maumelle.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
It's a great day for football. Two rivals battling it out for a record-breaking crowd.
They're saying it's $1.5 billion.
Huh?
Wait, that's how much the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has raised for students since 2009. Because every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps students. They've given more than 822,000 scholarships and counting.
Okay, back to football. Two rivals.
This is winning, folks. Playing the lottery is a win for students and maybe you too. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
It's hot.
hot outside in Arkansas, but you can cool off in style at Hubbard Power Sports, Can-Am, and Sea-Doo of Russellville. Whether you're racing across the waves or just soaking up the sun, we've got the latest and greatest Sea-Doo personal watercraft and Sea-Doo switch pontoons to turn up the fun and beat the heat. Come in today to check out our awesome deals, take advantage of rates as low as 0% on select models, and get the perfect ride for your summer adventures. Fast, friendly service, and a whole lot of splash. Come see us in Russellville or at hubbardpowersports.com.
You're back in the zone. You want to get into the show but too busy to call? Message us on our live fan feedback or text us on our text line at 501-661-1037.
All right, welcome back, 11:55. We're going to do game balls and jock straps here real quick, and then we're going to get Hunter Yurachek next door.
Game balls and jock straps are brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscape. Josh Dickinson is a former PGA caddy, so he knows what good grass looks like. If you'd like to take your yard to the next level, then hit up Josh and his crew at A Caddy's Touch Landscape. 501-794-2770. Call today.
Okay, I got one for John Daly, a game ball actually, which is going to shock you. He took a 19 on a hole at the tournament over the weekend, but then he came back with a birdie on the next hole and shot 88. So you don't get a jock strap from me for that. You get a game ball. That is stick-to-itiveness, and it's easy to break every club in your bag after you make a 19 and not play on. But he birdied the next flipping hole. You know how hard that is to do? Pretty amazing. Game ball to Georgia Tech for a big home win over Clemson, basically ending Clemson's season. Again, I never have heard from Dabo what their score was. And jockstrap to Brian Kelly for crying about people asking legitimate questions about his offense, which has some issues. And again, they're not mutually exclusive. Like, you can have an offensive issue and still be a winner. So it's like Arkansas going, if they had won that game, be like, Coach, we got to talk about the defense. We won the game. Yeah, but we can still talk about the defense, right? Yeah, we can.
Game ball to Arkansas offensive line. Very impressed with the steps that they have taken over the offseason, showing up against a very competitive and athletic team in the SEC and Ole Miss. So big game ball to them, really giving Talon time to be even more special than he already is. I got a jock strap for just college coaches in general that are struggling answering questions, obvious questions, in the media.
Yeah.
We even had a small little snippet of Coach Pittman being frustrated with throwing up his hand saying, I don't know.
What's about losing close games?
I don't know.
It's frustrating.
It is frustrating on his end. I absolutely get it, but I think at some point when it comes to sitting down in front of a camera and media and the whole country is watching, let's do a little bit better than just, I don't know.
Jockstrap to J.J. McCarthy. 2 interceptions yesterday, 158 yards passing in his second start. Came back to earth. They lose at home to Atlanta 22-6. So let's pump the brakes on him being the next great guy. And I got to give a jockstrap to the Bears, who the Vikings beat the week before. Got absolutely obliterated at Detroit. And I don't know if Ben Johnson got a run up on him or not, but it wasn't very pretty. Christian?
Yes, I'm going to give game ball to Cal Raleigh. He hit his 54th home run. That ties him with Mickey Mantle for most by a switch hitter ever. Jockstrap, I'm going to give one to the Chiefs, not because they're 0-2, but because they are not fun to watch at all. Their offense stinks. It is not fun. DJ Lagway, man, really bad game. 5 interceptions. Pretty tough.
Wow. That is unbelievable.
Most quarterbacks do not get the opportunity to throw 5 interceptions.
It's true. I've seen Peyton Manning throw 4 in a game, I think, against Florida one year. I got to give a game ball to Terrence Crawford, who beat Canelo Alvarez over the weekend and unified the belts. Congrats. And jockstrap to death in the world of boxing. Ricky Hatton dead over the weekend at the age of 46. Way too young. Gone too soon. Hunter Yurachek at the Touchdown Club coming up.
Attention Arkansas homeowners. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is looking for 50 homeowners to participate in our Rake in the Fall Savings event. The first 50 homeowners who call will receive test market pricing on a beautiful new walk-in shower. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is an official sponsor of Razorback Athletics. In as little as 1 day, we'll take your old bathtub down to the studs and complete the installation of your brand new custom-designed walk-in shower. The first 50 homeowners who call Bath Makeover of Arkansas at 1-800-NEW-BATH will receive 75% off installation of a new walk-in shower. Ask about 18 months, no interest, no payments, senior and military discounts, You'll receive a $200 Amazon gift card with purchase, and call 1-800-NEW-BATH now to receive a $25 Restaurant.com gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEWBATH.
Get in the conversation with live fan feedback at 1037thebuzz.com. Presented on The Zone by Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville.
No matter what you do,
you were finished.
We can't be stopped.
Oh, well, allow me to retort.
1037 The Buzz.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
KABZ, Little Rock.
The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says a Little Rock man died in a house fire last week. Deputies were called to a home on Dallas Lane last Wednesday at around 9 p.m. First responders found Mitchell Hughes dead inside the home once the flames were put out. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. And North Little Rock police are still trying to find the person behind the shooting at Friday night's high school football game. A man in the visitor section was shot. He has already been released from the hospital. The school district's Safety Services Department will meet this week to discuss ways to improve security. And also in North Little Rock, police officer Tommy Norman is on administrative leave after being arrested. In the arrest report, Norman's wife told officers he hit her in the chest with the back of his hand. Norman told police he was being slapped and that he caused the injury while trying to block it. Norman now faces a third-degree domestic battery charge. This is KARK's Gary Burton Jr. for the Buzz Radio Network.
Listen up as Monte Harrison joins Drive Time Sports each week, courtesy of Absolute Roofing and Construction for your business or home, covering the state one roof at a time. Call Tiger Lee for your free estimate, 501-380-5543. That's 501-380-5543.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center.
For your Monday, we'll see highs reach the low to mid-90s across the metro with a mix of sun and clouds and a little bit of haze. There's a small chance of a shower or storm, especially Monday afternoon and early evening. Not everyone will see rain, and we still need a lot more to help our drought. Monday night, temperatures drop into the low 70s. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Jenna Warner.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Proudly serving Little Rock and the surrounding areas, All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros is your trusted one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. We know that tire needs and auto repair services can be stressful and unplanned, but at All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros, we offer fast and simple financing for everyone. Whether you're looking for new tires or any kind of auto repair, we have your financing needs covered. Visit us in Mapleville or Little Rock today or online at allabouttireandbrake.com. Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Beechwood Hospitality presents coverage of the Dallas Cowboys on 103.7 The Buzz. Beechwood Hospitality, the leader in hotel property management.
It's Justin Acri for CertaPro Painters, and it is summertime. If you're looking for a project to be done at your house, then get them on board now. You can sign up for your free estimate, and you can get your project scheduled as well at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. I've had painters work in the past, and you don't get the kind of experience you get with CertaPro, where they're going to clean up after themselves, leave you with a great paint job, and they're going to do it all at an affordable price. For your home, for your business, CertaPro is the answer. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. So get them on your project now, again, at CertaPro.com.
Hi, it's Chris Zender here at Frank Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep in Sherwood. We've just received several truckloads of new inventory. Lots of new vehicles to choose from with deep discounts, like $14,000 off the all-new 25 Ram plus 3.9% financing. New Ram diesels up to $10,000 off. We're also going to take $8,000 off Grand Cherokees. These are just a few examples. Come see us, tell us what you're looking for, and let us give you a deal of a lifetime. Folks, I'm serious. We're making deals every day like it's the last day of the month. No reasonable offer will be refused. And don't worry about your credit. Go to FletcherCredit.com and get pre-approved in minutes. Folks, we still need trade-ins for our pre-owned lot. We're paying up to $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book for trades. Nobody pays more than Fletcher. At Fletcher Dodge, you'll always get the best price, the lowest finance rate, and more for your trade. Shop us before you buy anywhere else. Come see us in person at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood, or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
Winds on the field are great, but a broken AC or a heater feels like a loss at home. Jet Heat and Air makes sure comfort always wins. When you start to sweat, call Jet. 501-307-5959. 501-307-5959.
Welcome to Moe's. Everywhere you look, prices are going up, but not at Moe's Southwest Grill. Here, the best deal in burritos just got better. We lowered the prices on our Mo Monday special. The burritos and bowls you love are now starting at $6.99. Hot and delicious, made your way with high-quality ingredients. We never cut corners. Guess that's why our bowls are round. Come see us this Monday. And here's my daughter Andy Kate with a reminder.
Remember, kids eat free on Sundays. Welcome to Moe's.
Hey, it's Chuck the Promo Guy. Join me every Tuesday morning for Check-In with Chuck, brought to you by Hubbard Power Sports Can-Am and Sea-Doo in Russellville, where you can get rates as low as 0.99% on Can-Am ATVs and side-by-sides, and huge end-of-year savings with rebates up to $3,500 plus additional in-store discounts.
September is here, which means it's a busy weekend for all of us during football season. If you're like me, baseball season too. Travel baseball was big back on Sundays in the fall. And the one thing that could keep you from maintaining that busy schedule, joint pain, knee, back, hip, shoulder, whatever it is, don't let that run your schedule. Don't let that rule your life. Hey everybody, I'm Josh Neighbors, and QC Kinetics is here to stop joint pain from calling the shots. So instead of laying on the couch, you're out there with your family, your dog, and you're out there until they get tired, not until you do. QC Kinetics, no drugs, no surgery, no long recovery, just a smarter, more natural way to get your freedom back. And also, that first consultation, absolutely free, so there's no reason to wait anymore. Call QC Kinetics today, 501-214-5880. That's 501-214-5880. Call QC Kinetics today.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acri and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure.
I should have had Kristen pull the clip. Kristen, did you see the speech from the kid from Adolescence that won last night at the Emmys?
I did not, no.
You should look it up. We're not going to have it on the show today, but if you get time, and if you didn't see Adolescence, I think we were sort of mixed reviews on it. I mean, it's just a hard watch. It's
Is that
a tough
the
thing.
one-shot one?
Yep. Yes, and it's incredible the way they did it, and the acting's fantastic, and the guy that plays his dad in there is a really, really talented actor, Steven something. I can't remember his last name.
He was in Venom.
He's in Venom. He was in Snatch. He's really, really good. But the kid that played in there is phenomenal, and but it's a hard watch, man. It's a hard watch. But he was great.
He was good.
And he's only been acting for a couple of years, and he's 15 years old, and his speech last night was great. It was so.
That therapy session scene?
No, it's tough, dude. Tough to watch. Anyway, all right, let's hit quick entertainment, and then Rex Nelson's up talking to the Touchdown Club, so we should be able to we got to get on this Hunter Yurachek thing right out of the gate. I may put this down real low so we can kind of hear, because I can't afford to miss anything. I need to hear Hunter and David, their initial interactions. It's going to be interesting. All right, let's get to it quick.
Today's entertainment report is brought to you by Bell & Sword Gentlemen's Clothing in Conway. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram, or stop by Bell & Sword's new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
All right, so Adolescence was a big winner at the Emmys last night. Outstanding limited or anthology series. Outstanding lead actor in a limited or anthology series. Stephen Graham is his name. That's the guy. He won. Outstanding supporting actress for the mom, may have been the therapist, Erin Doherty. I don't know who she is. Outstanding writing and outstanding directing. And it doesn't have the kid. Oh, the kid won for supporting actor, outstanding supporting actor. Owen Cooper's his name. Remember his name. And I watched him walk up there, and I'm like, I'm going to be watching this kid in 15 years. He seems like a guy that is poised for greatness, and I hope that he has some future success. Easy guy to root for. Over the weekend, quick roundup, Daniel Day-Lewis getting back to acting, and he's going to act in a movie that his son directed.
Anemone, yes.
Anemone.
Looks interesting. It has Sean Bean in it as well.
Ronan Day-Lewis is his son. It opens October 3rd, limited release, and October 10th, expanded release. Nintendo's confirmed the next Mario film will be the Super Mario Galaxy movie. The sequel secluded. The sequel, I can't read, is scheduled to arrive in theaters on April 3rd of next year. Chris Pratt will reprise his role as Mario. So, if you're interested, Charlie Day plays Luigi.
What about Jack Black?
Jack Black as Bowser.
Is Bowser back?
Yeah.
He back.
Nice.
Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, and others back as well.
Who was that? Queen's Gambit was Peach, right?
Queen's Gambit, if
yes,
that helps you.
She was.
Anya Joy Taylor, or Anya Taylor-Joy. Ice Cube's role in the sci-fi film War of the Worlds was filmed under strict conditions. He says, we shot it in 15 days. He's making excuses for this movie being a stinker. It was during the pandemic, so the director wasn't in there. None of the actors were in there. It was the only way we could really shoot the movie. So it took 5 years to reach audiences because they sold it to Amazon, and apparently it stunk. And congratulations to Sean Astin, who you know from, well, Rudy and a lot of other things, Goonies. He's been named the president of the SAG-AFTRA organization. Fran Drescher ended her 4-year term, and now he's the guy. His mother, Patty Duke, led the Screen Actors Guild back in the 1980s. How about that? He says, now is the time for optimism and creativity.
I watched Heretic last night.
How's that?
Good. Hugh
Is
Grant.
that the Hugh Grant?
Yeah, Hugh Grant is a really good actor.
He is. Not such a good boyfriend at times.
Oh, is he? What? Okay.
Yeah, there was an incident.
Okay.
Look up.
Maybe he's not acting. Is it really him?
Look up. What was her name? Something Brown. Divine Brown? Anyway, he met a nice lady on the street, and they got to know each other, and one thing led to another, and he got arrested.
Oh.
Anyway. All right, quickly on this day in history, Lone Ranger premiered on ABC TV. What year? You want to do this for fun?
Let's go 75.
75.
64.
49. Neither one of you guys are even close. I'm going to give neither one of you a point for that. All right. The single "I Would Do Anything for Love, But I Won't Do That" by Meatloaf.
78.
Number one in 28 countries.
83.
83. What do you
78.
say? 93. DJ's right.
Oh, okay.
And this one, David Fincher's film, starring Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, Kevin Spacey, 7, premiered in New York.
What's in the box?
On this day, her pretty head.
97.
Sorry, spoiler alert. No.
What's in the box?
What year?
That was 93.
95. Neither point. Nobody gets point. All right, here we go. Also on this day, the Texas Rangers retired their first number ever. What number was it?
Ryan.
What number?
9.
No.
I don't remember.
Christian? All right, 34 is the number. It wasn't Nolan Ryan, though. All right, birthdays today. Here we go. This guy is an actor. He played Bane, among other things.
Tom Hardy.
Yep, that's right. How old is he?
Tom Hardy is 42.
42. No.
47.
He's 48. This woman's a reality star, I guess. She's got
Kim
her own place
Kardashian.
in Vegas, I guess. She hasn't really done anything ever
Snooki?
except for, like, be rich. I don't even know how she made
Paris
any money.
Hilton.
Paris Hilton. Nicole.
It's Lisa Vanderpump's birthday. I'm embarrassed I
Oh,
brought this
okay.
up. All right, this guy is also a reality star, but he started out as a royalty star. He is a British royal
Prince
who
Charles?
defected.
Oh, Prince.
William?
Happy birthday, Harry. He's 41.
Yeah, I don't pay
He's a
attention to the
reality
royal.
star?
This guy's well, I mean, they were on a reality show, or
Okay.
there was
All right.
some reality time, whatever. I don't know. I was reaching, buddy.
Harry.
This guy's the best quarterback never to win a Super Bowl.
Dan
or one
Marino.
of them. Yeah, Dan Marino's right. How old?
Dan Marino is 62.
No.
64.
64. Bingo, bango. Big fan. This guy is an actor and an excellent one. He was
Luke Wilson.
in No Country for Old Men.
Josh
I don't know his
Brolin.
name.
Javier Bardem.
He was in The Fugitive.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yes, Tommy Lee Jones is correct. How old is Tommy Lee Jones today, DJ?
He's old as dirt. He is 88.
No.
84.
He's 79 and hurt.
Oh, is he?
All right, for the win, guys, it comes down to this. This guy is a current NFL head coach.
Okay.
And he was the...
Andy Reid.
Kellen Moore.
No. Coaches in the AFC.
Andy Reid. Oh, you already said that.
Harbaugh.
He coaches in the AFC West. And it's not Harbaugh or Andy Reid.
It's the other guy.
There's two other ones.
Sean Payton.
No.
The last one is... What team is it?
We've done the
I don't know
Broncos.
the
We've done the
divisions.
Chargers. We've done the... Oh,
Chiefs?
it is...
Come on, give me a team.
It is Pete Carroll.
It is Pete Carroll.
Ah.
Happy birthday, Pedro. He's got a game tonight.
Okay.
Indeed.
Against the
And
Chargers. Really good game.
Yeah, he's Raiders now. Huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Geno Smith's playing
there's
well.
2 games tonight.
Yes.
First one's at 6.
The second one's at 9. That's
I
the
know.
bigger news.
Yeah, what are we doing?
You can stay and watch it. You make her stay out, stay and watch it since you can.
I'll be at Oakland tonight watching
Okay,
it.
there you go. How old's Pete Carroll today, Christian?
Oh, he's old as dirt, too.
Pete Carroll is 70.
He's not as old as Tommy Lee Jones. No.
75.
He's 74. Tied. All right, comes down to this. This guy is an actor.
Yeah, he is.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'm sorry. He's not an actor. He's a director.
Martin Scorsese.
His first big hit was
Chris Nolan.
Midnight Express, which he was a screenwriter on. He won an Academy Award for Best
Spike Lee.
Adapted Screenplay. He had the movie. He actually
Ryan
had Charlie
Coogler.
Sheen in a film, Platoon.
Oliver Stone.
Oliver Stone's correct. That's right. There's the tiebreaker. He's the winner.
No name? No age?
No, we got to move.
Okay.
Let's check in. Oh, Rex is
he's
still
on it.
yammering. Oh, my God. A couple other sports notes from over the weekend. UCA got taken care of by Tarleton State. Very tough game. They're going to play a top 25 team again this week. Not nearly as good as Tarleton, I wouldn't think, in Sacramento State. First time these two have ever matched up, I believe. I'll do a little more history lesson work. But they're going to Hornet Stadium this weekend and flying out to Sacramento to take them on.
All right.
Also, tip of the cap to the Arkansas volleyball team, which broke a losing streak and knocked off the Toledo Rockets on Sunday out in Boulder, Colorado. They had been on the bit of a struggle bus. I think they lost 4 or 5 in a row. So, anyway, good for them. Yeah?
Isn't Sacramento State, pumping a bunch of money into their program and they're trying to become a D1? Or
that is
trying
correct.
to become FBS?
That is the story, yes. Trying to see anything else interesting happen in the world of college football. Got an Oregon. I'll tell you what, boy. I'll tell you some of these teams that came from the Pac-12. How about UCLA? They fired their coach already. They were 3 games in. Vautech fired their coach, 3 games in.
Dang.
I mean, golly, folks. UCLA was a crap show from
Dumpster
the very
fire.
beginning.
Pretty
I can't
bad.
believe they didn't make a move before the season. Hey, Illinois is still rolling. They got a huge game this week, guys. That's one of the best games of the week. Illinois, Indiana, both undefeated, and Bert's team is a very slight dog this week. Indiana's been rolling offensively again. Illinois has been really good on both sides of the ball. 38-0 this week over Western Michigan. So good luck to Coach Bielema and company. I like Coach Bielema. I know there are people that he has his detractors around here, but I appreciate the guy. I guess that's about it. Jury's still out on a number of these teams. Other NFL notes?
Yeah.
Oh, I hear clapping.
I think our pilots are here who flew.
Okay, here we
down.
go.
Thank you guys
Let's
for
get to it.
flying him safely, getting back up there, if you don't mind, safely as well. So appreciate them and the work they do on behalf of the U of A. All right, it's time to introduce our video. Sully does a great job. Pay attention to.
Oh, okay. You know what? While they're doing that, I think you don't need an introduction. I think you know about Hunter Yurachek. So we'll continue with a couple other things. NFL-wise, any other things that stood out to you gentlemen over the weekend? Let me see here. Oh, man, how about the Cowboys game? That was wild. And I got to give a tip of the cap to Russell Wilson. I'll give him a late game ball here. He turned back the clock, man. What a day for him until he threw a terrible interception late. 30 of 41, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then he throws an inexplicable pick late, and the Giants lose. But what a ball game. And he looked like Russell Wilson of old for a minute.
That's got to be concerning for Cowboys fans, right?
Yes, they have been not great defensively in a couple of weeks, although we'll see what West feels like. Saints have had a chance to win in both their games. They have failed to do so in both their games. They're done. Bengals are done, even though they won yesterday. They're 2-0. They're the worst 2-0 team in the world. Why? Well, because Joe Burrow's out for the season with a toe injury.
Oh, should have gave a jockstrap to Brian Thomas Jr. of the Jaguars, who multiple times could have caught the ball but was scared to get hit, it appeared.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you ever been hit by a defensive player in the
I
NFL?
have not, but you're a wide receiver. You got to do it. Catch that
Josh
ball.
Allen had a very pedestrian week, 14 of 25, 148, but he did get his nose broken and came back in the game, so he gets a game ball. I thought those face masks protected your face. 30-10 the final there. They were up 20-3 at the half over the hapless Jets.
What about our left tackle for the Giants who had 4 penalties in the same drive?
Got benched on the first drive, yeah.
Is that bad?
That's pretty bad.
Did you see the Steelers game and
Did
how
not.
they lost in part? The Seahawks kicked it off. It glanced off a guy's hands. It went into the end zone. Nobody covered it. The Seahawks did. Touchdown, Seattle.
Oh, no.
Yes.
How does that happen?
I don't know. Bad coaching. Seahawks outscore them 17-3 in the fourth and win 31-17.
It's party time.
David, you were mistaken.
Here we go.
I'm actually yelling at the radio listening to your show talking about me. All right, now that we've broken the ice on that one, it is great to be here in Little Rock again and to have a chance to be a part of this incredible organization. I make fun of David a lot because of all the sponsors he reads off, but you can tell he's got a passion for this, works his butt off to make this a really special event. And it's probably the best touchdown club there is. And, of course, I love being sandwiched between Darren McFadden and Tim Brown. And I know David's a big advocate for free speech, and so I'm here to give one today. Very nice. So, Well, it is truly an honor and a privilege for me to be now finishing up my 8th year as a director of athletics at the University of Arkansas. And it is a place that my wife, Jennifer, and I truly love being a part of the state of Arkansas and this community. And I say it time and time again, what makes this state so incredibly special are its people. And I truly believe that Coach Broyles made the position of the Director of Athletics at the University of Arkansas a special position to those people across his state. And, you know, I try to walk in his shoes and make sure that I keep it a special position for the people across the state of Arkansas. So my roadmap for today, if you've heard me speak, I apologize, but we're going to talk real quickly about the success of our student athletes in 24-25 because I love bragging about our student athletes. I'm going to touch on 25-26, and then I'm going to leave some time for some Q&A with David at the end. But as we go back real quickly and look at 24-25, just my student athletes, our student athletes continue to amaze me at what they accomplish. And so we had 104 student athletes last year who exhausted their athletic eligibility, and 102 of those left the University of Arkansas with at least one degree. We finished 11th in the Learfield Directors Cup. That's out of 350 approximately Division I schools. That was 5th in the SEC. That is the 3rd time in the last 5 years that we've been in the top 11 and the 5th time in the last in a consecutive that we've been in the top 20 for the first time in the history of our athletic program. We won 3 SEC championships, which gives us 39 over the course of the last 8 years. To give you some perspective on those 39 across 12 different sports, our friends to the north at the University of Missouri have won 0 during that same time period. We had 6 teams that were ranked number 1 for at least 1 week during the course of the year. That was our softball team, our women's soccer team, our baseball team, men's indoor track, women's indoor track, and our women's golf team. We had 13 of our 19 teams that were ranked in the top 25. 10 advanced to the Sweet 16. 6 advanced to the Final 8. And our men's outdoor track and field team was 1 point shy of winning their 52nd national championship at the National Outdoor Meet last June. We had 4 individual national champions, 3 in track and field and 1 in women's golf. We won our 3rd consecutive bowl game. We had the National Player of the Year in baseball and softball. And we set revenue records last year in ticket sales, sponsorship sales, concessions, and merchandise sales. And our Razorback Foundation set an all-time fundraising record. Additionally, we set an all-time attendance record when you take into account what we did with football, men's basketball, baseball, softball, gymnastics, and women's soccer. So 24-25 was, again, another banner year, so let's give that year a round of applause. '24-25 was the last athletic season of its kind because on July the 1st, 25-26, as we started the 25-26 athletic season, we ushered in a new era in college athletics. That's an era where there's no longer scholarship limits. There's now roster caps, and where we can take $20.5 million of athletic department generated revenue and share that with our student athletes. When I sat here at this time last year, we knew we were going to have a challenge, a significant budget challenge, because as we looked ahead to our budget projections for this year, we had a balanced budget of about $170 million in revenues and $170 million of expenses. And if we were going to remain competitively within the SEC and nationally, we had to figure out how to put a new $20.5 million line item into our athletic department operating budget. As a reminder, we're a self-sustaining athletic program at the University of Arkansas. We don't get $1 from the state, we don't get $1 from our university, and we do not have a student athletic fee. So everything that we generate as an athletic program is reinvested into our athletic program and reinvested into our student athletes. So we had to make some really tough decisions. We had to balance our expenses, reduce our expenses, and find ways to increase our revenue. Some of the things we did, we made the decision, a really tough decision, to remove the Alston Awards from our student athletes. We used to have the ability, we still have the ability, we just don't do it anymore, to give $6,000 to each and every one of our student athletes in the form of an educational award on top of their scholarship. We pulled that back. We had been very liberal in the past with who was able to attend summer school. We now have a summer school application process where only student athletes who need to attend for academic reasons, can attend summer school. That saved us another 7 figures. We changed the way our teams travel and how we allocate per diem, both to our staff and to our student athletes. But our biggest line item in our athletic department budget is salaries and benefits. Roughly $65 million of our $170 million budget is tied up in salaries and benefits. So we knew we were going to have to make some really challenging decisions when it came to our staff. The first thing we did in 24-25, anytime a position was vacated, we evaluated, was that position very important to our success of our student athletes? Did it have duties that could be reassigned to someone else? So we didn't backfill several positions. We offered early retirement packages to our staff members who qualified for early retirement. We had a lot of success with that in COVID. We didn't have nearly as many of those staff members that took us up on an early retirement opportunity. So then we had to evaluate a reduction in force, where I asked each of our 4 deputy athletic directors that oversees our 4 major areas to find me 10% savings within our department. And I said, focus on the position, do not focus on the person. Focus on the position, and where do we have positions that are not imperative to the success of our student athletes, generating $1, and bring me back 10% savings that we can discuss. And so we eliminated roughly 15 of those positions from our department. It was really tough, but again, it was about the position and not the person. Because as a leader, if I looked at the person, we wouldn't have let anyone go, because we have incredibly talented, great people within our department. And so we had to look at the position. And so that's how we reduced our expenses. And then on the revenue side, I was really popular when we announced that we were going to reseat Bud Walton Arena for men's basketball. Wasn't I? How many are really happy with me right now? But what I can tell you is we had estimated conservatively $4 to $6 million we would generate in revenue from that. The Razorback Foundation team and our external team did an incredible job. And I can tell you, as we sit here today, we have generated $10.8 million in new annual income because of our men's basketball reseeding at Bud Walton Arena. And that's a testament to Razorback fans across the state stepping up. We had over 200 Razorback Foundation members that went to our new diamond level, which is an annual contribution of $40,000 or more. And I think it's also the impact of having Coach Cal as our head coach and what that means and the pride we take as a state to have a Hall of Famer as a coach and the talent that he's bringing to our program. As been mentioned, the 50-50 raffle we launched, and we're close to about $500,000 in new revenue from that. We're bringing special events to our venues like we had at Baum-Walker Stadium recently with the Savannah Bananas. We're trying to find another major concert to bring to our football stadium. We're close to securing an international soccer match in the year of the World Cup. It will not be a World Cup match, but it'll be an international soccer match at Razorback Stadium. All of those things generate new revenue that we're able to plug back into our budget. And kudos to my staff. They worked really hard during the past year. And as we sit here today, we were able to provide $2.5 million in new scholarships for our student athletes, mainly on our women's side, and $18 million of revenue sharing, which is the cap that you can have within the SEC. And as 25-26 has begun, our teams are off to another great start. Our men's and women's golf teams are both ranked nationally, as are our men's and women's cross-country teams. Our women's soccer team is ranked nationally, and our football team, after a tough road loss at Ole Miss, is off to a 2-1 start, and I think we all can be very encouraged about how they have played so far. Look, if you go on the road in the SEC at night and a team that's only lost 3 of their last 32 road games in an incredible atmosphere, and you have the ball with 2 minutes to go and only 25 yards you need to get to win that game, you put yourself in a great position. Am I disappointed that we lost? Absolutely, as I know all of you are. But I tell you, nobody's more disappointed than those young men and our coaching staff in that locker room, because that was a game that we had in the palm of our hand and had a great opportunity to win. Offensively, off the charts. Defensively, we've got some work to do. And I can tell you, Coach Pittman and I visited after the game. We talked on the phone yesterday, and it starts with our coaches on that side of the ball. And they're addressing some things. They've got to do a better job preparing our young men and putting them in positions to be successful. And I think you will see a big difference in how our student athletes play on the defensive side of the ball. And again, that starts with our coaching staff doing a great job evaluating tape, putting together a great game plan and implementing that game plan, because it's their job to put our student athletes on that side of the ball in a great position to win. Now, we win as a team and we lose as a team, all right? I'm not putting a loss on our defensive side of the ball, but that is an area that we've got to improve in, and we'll continue to get better on the offensive side of the ball as well, if you can believe that. 2 Saturdays ago, what a special, special day it was at War Memorial Stadium as we played Arkansas State for the first time. The game ended the way it should have, with the Razorbacks with a dominating win, right? Sorry if there's any Redwood fans in here. And as has been well documented over the past several days, Governor Sanders has asked the leadership of both of those institutions to come together to see if there's a way to continue that game at War Memorial Stadium. And I can tell you that that's what's happening on our campus. The athletic department leadership has met. I'm meeting with Chancellor Robinson. We've involved our system board and President Silveria, and so we're doing that part on our end. And so, but my primary role as a director of athletics is to make decisions that I believe are in the best interest of our student athletes in our department to be successful in both the short and the long term. And so playing football games at War Memorial Stadium is a key piece of the history of being Razorbacks. But I know that our fan base and our state always have wanted what's best for our program. And so as we enter this new area of college athletics, playing football games in Little Rock, to continue to do that requires some thoughtful consideration, and that's exactly what we're doing at this point in time, and that's my update on the games in Little Rock. And so now we can turn our attention to Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium and one more road game versus Memphis before we return home the next 5 of the 6 weeks to face Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Auburn, and Mississippi State. We'll intermingle a bye week in there and a road trip to Tennessee. But a lot of tough games ahead for our football program, but really optimistic and excited about what's in store for our program moving forward as we hit the next 3 or 4 games. So, David, with that, I'll be quiet and let you ask some questions.
All right, Hunter, let's just start with this is his, I think, Hunter, you may have the record, Rex, I'm not sure, the most visits to the Little Rock Touchdown Club, 7 years. If not for COVID, it would be 8 years. And so just wondering, being an athletic director has always been about raising money. I mean, that's always been, going back to Coach Broyles, that's part of what you do. But, man, what's it like right now, the pressure on the money situation like never before? Maybe just give a description on when you got into this business compared to what it is now.
Yeah, I'll just put it in perspective. When I arrived at the University of Arkansas back in December of 2017, I was coming from the University of Houston that had an operating budget of about 50 to 60 million. Most of that was subsidized by the University of Houston. I arrived here, our budget was 125 million. And I was thinking, there's no way I can spend all of this, 125 million. And now, our operating budget this year is 181 million, and I'm looking for more. And so there's so much pressure on athletic directors across the country as we share revenue with student athletes for the first time ever. I mean, it is literally plugging in a new $20 million line item into your budget. That's an expense. And so if you're a business owner, you understand how challenging that is and some of the tough decisions that you make. And on top of that, as I mentioned, we're probably one of 15 self-sustaining athletic programs in the country where we don't get a dollar from the state, the university, and we don't have a student athletic fee. That makes it even more challenging to do the job that we have to do at the University of Arkansas. But what makes it run and what makes it happen is the people across this state and how incredibly generous they are. Whether you are donating to the Razorback Foundation, whether you are buying season tickets, whether you are a sponsor, whether you buy merchandise and never come to a game, whatever it is, people support us and our revenue is growing. And I mentioned all those areas we set records in. That's people across this state spending money to support the Razorback athletic program, and that's what makes it special.
How impactful, you mentioned Coach Cal and how that impacted the ticket rearrangement of the seating situation at Bud Walton. What about football? Football is the bell cow. How important is it, the win-loss record, in terms of being able to generate money? I know you haven't been able to sell the naming rights to the stadium yet, and that's been a year and a half. So is that related to win-loss, and how important is win-loss in relation to raising money?
Yeah, well, just the stadium naming rights, we've been talking about selling it for about a year and a half, and we tried to go in the private sector, and then the university is in the midst of a major $200 million campaign. I thought it was disingenuous to go to those same donors at the same time, and so now we're trying to go the corporate route, and we've been engaged with a couple of third parties to have someone go out and sell that. So we will really hit the road. Your sponsorships are in jeopardy, by the way, David, because we're going to start trying to find some naming rights to Razorback Stadium. But, hopefully we'll be able to secure that in the next year to year and a half. But obviously, the more you're winning, the more people come to your stadium. The more people that come to your stadium, the more eyeballs that are on all your sponsorships, especially the naming rights to your partnership. And so it drives the value up, the more people that are in Razorback Stadium.
Frank Fletcher is a good friend of ours and obviously a great supporter. He's been public about his support financially of Taylor Green, that kind of relationship. In your mind, is that what you have to have going forward, is to have 10, 20, 30 Frank Fletchers that have to, that will jump in and support an individual player? Is it back to what you talked about last year, back to the NIL pool of getting everybody to contribute?
Yes. If we could get 10 to 20 Frank Fletchers, and we do, and then we get people across the state to continue to support us. I mean, again, and I mean this in all seriousness. I mean, what makes this state special? We're one of the smallest states in the country, and we have our flagship athletic program is a self-sustaining athletic program, and we have found a way to make it work, and it's because people across this state, not just the Frank Fletchers and those that have the wherewithal to support us at a high level, but everybody doing whatever they can. And again, if you never can come to a game, but you can buy something with a hog on it, that supports us. If you can buy single game tickets, season tickets, whatever, it all works together. Funny story about Frank Fletcher. I'm going to tell this, and he probably won't mind. Frank called me one day, and this will tell you the Coach Cal effect. And he said, Hunter, Coach Cal's called me. I know he's coming by to ask me for some money. And I said, I've already given to Coach Pittman the football program. I'm not going to be able to give to Coach Cal. I said, it's fine. Just listen to what he has to say, Frank. You don't have to give him anything. About 2 hours later, Frank calls me back and said, I'm going to give him some money.
What about, I know you talked about last year when you were here about the NIL program from Arkansas. I know the first year or so you struggled defining the leadership of the Arkansas NIL collective. How is the collective going, or how is the NIL part of U of A going from where you started?
Yeah, so there's really two major paths you have now in college athletics. You have the revenue sharing path, which we have figured out, and you have legitimate name, image, and likeness, where just like a professional athlete, if a college student athlete has a value to their name, image, and likeness, and a for-profit business product or service wants to engage that student athlete to help them promote their business product or service for profit, that's legitimate name, image, and likeness. And if we could operate within those two lanes in college athletics, we would be in a really, really good spot. But we have some schools that have decided to find a third lane, which I will call illegitimate NIL. And what we have right now in college athletics is we have a speed limit, but the signs haven't been posted on the interstate, and there's not a trooper that's patrolling. And so let's all raise our hands. If you're driving down I-40 and the speed limit's 55, but you know there's not going to be a trooper out that day, how many are going 65? Right? That's what's happening in college athletics right now. And so you have to decide as an athletic director, are you going to get out in this lane that you know you're not supposed to be in and operate without the highest level of integrity, or do you want to stay in these two lanes? And that's where the rub is coming right now in college athletics. Until we get our enforcement agency up and running, you're going to continue to have schools operating in that third lane, and that's a bad place to be, in my opinion. It's bad for college athletics. And I don't want to operate there, but I think to be competitive, we may have to figure out what that third lane looks like for the University of Arkansas. But we're in a good place otherwise. You know, Remy Cofield is our new general manager. He came from the Boston Celtics. He oversees our revenue sharing pot. He also oversees the NIL program. We have an NIL strategist within our front office that is out working with local businesses across this state to find NIL opportunities for our student athletes. Our partners at Learfield are helping us do the same. And so I really think we're in a good spot in those first two lanes.
Are you surprised, too? I understand, you know, one of the biggest...
That's probably will go national, by the way, what I just said.
the complaints from so many coaches about the transfer portal and how disruptive it's been to have those two windows. And now it sounds like it's going to be rectified in January. Are you surprised it's taken this long for the biggest sport in the country other than the NFL to get to this point to execute, to get that change? I've been surprised it's taken so long, even though everybody's in agreement in terms of people who coach, athletic directors. It's taken this long to get to the point, okay, we're going to get it done, but it sounds like it's going to happen, and that's been the biggest issue for coaches, right?
Well, it always takes a lot of time in college athletics to get, in this case, for the FBS to make a decision like that. You got about 125 schools that you have to get on the same page to make a decision like that. The Power Four carries a little bit more weight, and most of the Power Four schools are in agreement with that. And that's just one of the issues with the transfer portal. The other thing is the multiple times that you can transfer within your collegiate career, where, if you watch a television broadcast, it's hard to keep up where, this student athlete started at this school, now he's went to this school, now he's playing at this school. And I think Coach Cal's got a great solution that if you can transfer one time without penalty as a student athlete, and then after that we go back to the old rule where you have to sit out a year, that would compress the marketplace, and it also would kind of get our arms around this transfer portal piece. The window's going to help, but we've got to control the number of times you can transfer as well.
We had Darren McFadden here last week and talked about the patch that you guys had done, and you have dug your heels in. We're not retiring any jerseys, right? And so, but I did have, my good friends Joe Klein, Darrell Walker, who are former All-Americans, have expressed interest in getting jerseys hung in Bud Walton. Is that something that you would consider doing, not retiring jerseys, but at least hanging them like you see at Kentucky or Duke or other schools?
You tell Darrell and Joe just to be patient. It's football season. We'll get to basketball season soon.
Along the same lines, too, I tell you, this comes up on our shows, Hunter, statues and things to be able to give tributes to former players. Is that something you'd be open to do? Because I know in this room, there's 5 people here, and I know what you're going to say when I tell you. There's 4 or 5 guys in here that said we would pay to have a statue of Darren McFadden somewhere on campus. We do. Yeah. Would you look at that? I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, no, I'd rather have that money for the athletic department or NIL. But what do you think about the fans who want that kind of promotion and representation for the greats of old?
Yeah. One thing that I understand is really important to people across this state is the history of our athletic program and the success that we've had in so many of our sports, and never forgetting that past. I understand that. I can tell you, as a staff, and I'm not making excuses, that for the past 2 years we have been so focused on the future. I don't want to say that we've forgotten the past, but those things have gone on our side burner. And I think with the honoring of Darren McFadden's jersey this football season, we'll have some announcements of what we're going to do in basketball season in the near future. We're going to continue to embrace the past, because we know how important that is to honor our past and celebrate our past.
And in full disclosure, as you mentioned, I had been critical of what happened with Kevin Traynor. And here's the thing. I don't text you. You don't text me. It's your business, and I've got my business. But one of the things you talked about, Hunter, in the challenge of trying to meet your budget is not looking at personalities or people. You're looking at positions. So I did want to say one of my reasons for being critical is because I feel like there is value in trying to retain people who have institutional knowledge of our campus and our schools. So you want to respond to that in terms of, that was my criticism, to say we got to find ways to keep people that are valuable, even though it may not fit within what you may see as valuable.
Yeah, and I agree. Kevin Traynor, first and foremost, is a great friend, still is a great friend, still communicate with Kevin. Kevin was one of the few people, because of the history that he has with our athletic program, that really had a soft landing spot within the Razorback Foundation and in moving the majority of the duties that he had, especially those involved with the history of our athletic program, to the Razorback Foundation. Kevin made the personal decision that he wanted to take a position with the Alumni Association, and I respect him for that. But because of how special Kevin was to our athletic department and to our university, we tried to find a soft landing spot for Kevin. He just decided that was not right for him and his family at the time, and decided to move to the Alumni Association.
You feel positive about the future of the school. We listened to what Sully in your introduction. Pretty impressive, but you're also faced with challenges every day of schools that are raising big funds and some that have much larger budgets. Is Arkansas going to be able to compete with schools that have twice the budget size or have much larger income and maybe fan bases and alumni bases?
Well, I will tell you that there's a big canyon within the SEC where we sit at a $181 million budget. There's multiple schools that are over $300 million for their operating budget this year. That's within the same conference. But at the same time, I'll tell you, I know the focus is on football, and we all want to win in football, but at the same time, those schools have been outspending us for the last decade, and we've still won more SEC championships among more sports than any school in the SEC. And so I think we're doing just fine at the University of Arkansas, and I think we're set up to win a national championship in men's basketball moving forward. We know we're set up to win a national championship in baseball moving forward, and I think we're set up in several other sports to win a national championship. Football, where we are right now, we're not set up to win a national championship. I'll just be brutally honest with that. But I think we're set up to compete really well in the Southeastern Conference, especially now with the new revenue sharing model.
You feel that's directly related to directly related to finances. That's what you feel when you say that, correct?
Absolutely. It's directly related to finances and what programs were able to invest in their teams in the past and what they're continuing to invest. I mean, there was a loophole where schools could get ahead of the revenue sharing and pay really whatever they wanted to by June the 30th of 2024 to players that are on their current roster and save their revenue sharing for this year on next year's roster and kind of double dip in a sense. We were able to do that to a point, but we weren't able to do that at the same level that some of the schools that we compete with in football in this league.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Hunter Yurachek, everybody.
All right, that is Hunter Yurachek. Good stuff. And there you go, a little clearing of the air, all good. We're going to take a break. It's 12:45, and we will wrap up things. Chris, this is our last break? We have one more.
I combined them.
Well, there you go. Perfect. One more break, and we'll come back and spend a little time and a couple other things, getting ready for the week. Again, Arkansas, Memphis, 11 a.m. Early start for coverage for us at 7 o'clock. I don't know where the guys are going to end up, hopefully somewhere on Beale Street, hopefully with a mouthful of barbecue along the way as well. We got to hit a timeout. Speaking of barbecue, you can get a whole lot of great food over at Cash in downtown Little Rock, and I encourage you to go see our friends over there ASAP and get yourself hooked up with a great lunch if you haven't had lunch yet, or if you need dinner, or a place to have a nice cocktail. We're going to have some good patio weather coming up. I don't know where this heat came from, jumped back up on us, but, man, what a week to hang out around town, and we're going to be back into the high 80s by the weekend. Absolutely fantastic place to be. How about Friday? Take your special someone out. 86 for the high. Get out of here. Anyway, Cash in downtown, outstanding for lunch or dinner. And at night, of course, they got free valet parking. 501-850-0265 is the phone number if you have a special event coming up. And listen, I know it's September, but we're halfway through the month. And if you're planning to do something around the holidays, now is the time to get on the calendar at Cash. They aren't going to have a million dates left, but they'll have a couple spots. So if you've got something you want to plan for a company outing or a special event, or you just want to throw a soiree over there, by golly, get them on the phone so you can get on their calendar. 501-850-0265. They do a great job from top to bottom. Service, food, and very creative menu, too, which I love. And they're always changing things up over there. Go by and see our friends at Cash in downtown, right in the heart of the River Mile.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas football lost a shootout in Oxford on Saturday night, falling to Ole Miss 41-35. The Razorbacks were marching down the field in the final 2 minutes, but a costly fumble ended the Razorbacks' chances. The concern which really reared its head in the game was the defense. After the loss, Coach Sam Pittman addressed it.
We got to communicate better. 2 or 3 of the scores in the first half, we just had cut guys wide open. Couldn't cover a back. We were checking to check, lanes checks, and we cut all that out in the second half because we had to give our guys a chance. We didn't open field tackle very well, especially in the first half. and didn't put pressure on the quarterback.
Next up, Arkansas heads to Memphis to take on the Tigers on Saturday. And Arkansas State hosted 14th-ranked Iowa State this weekend and lost 24-16. Arkansas State will take on Kennesaw State to open Sun Belt Conference play on Saturday. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Get ready for a night out like no other. Where the Party At Tour, starring Nelly and the St. Lunatics, Ja Rule.
To everybody that be living it up, we said
Chingy.
I like the way you do that right there, right there.
And special guests. Friday, September 19th, Simmons Bank Arena. Grab your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com for the hottest tour of the summer. Nelly and the St. Lunatics, Ja Rule, Chingy, and special guests bringing the party live.
Looking for your next ride? Come on down to Hubbard Power Sports, your local, family-owned Can-Am and Sea-Doo dealer. We've got the latest and greatest Can-Am ATVs, side-by-sides, and spiders to power your weekend fun. And right now, get up to $3,500 off in rebates, plus in-store discounts, or financing as low as 0.99% on select models. Whether you're hitting the trails, working the land, or cruising in style, we've got what you never even knew you needed. On the road, on the water, or in the trails, we've got the ride for you.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong, right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Brand new players get a 100% profit boost just for downloading the Bet Saracen app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Big savings are rolling now at Gwatney Chevrolet. Take advantage of the $7,500 EV tax credit before September 30th. Drive a 2026 Trax or Trailblazer for just $249 a month. Or save up to $13,000 on new Silverados. Plus, we're paying up to 20% over Kelley Blue Book for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And right now, you can get it all with no payments until 2026. Stop by Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville today. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. With approved credit restrictions apply, see dealer for details.
Summer is here, and so are soggy wands and muddy paw prints. Caddy's Touch Landscaping specializes in transforming outdoor spaces with refined solutions, drainage systems, retaining walls, and flower beds designed with ease of care in mind. Plus custom decks, fencing, and synthetic turf design to help clean up your kids' play areas and pet runs. Customize your space to enjoy year-round. Call Caddy's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770. Let a Caddy's Touch turn your dirt into dreams.
I'm Dr. Lowry Barnes. When it comes to orthopedic care, there's no place like the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. We built this hospital just for you. With state-of-the-art surgical suites, advanced technology, and the state's largest group of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. It's the best place in Arkansas to get you moving again. And if you need urgent orthopedic care, UAMS Ortho Now is right here for you at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, where motion lives and service leads.
Aero Truck Sales has been in business in North America for 75 years. They are dedicated to helping truck drivers, owner-operators, and fleet managers find the high-quality, used semi-trucks that they need to grow their business. Their on-site financing team provides flexible financing options and comprehensive warranty and protection plans. Plus, their attached shop provides convenient and efficient reconditioning. Visit Aero Truck Sales at 12101 Eanes Road, North Little Rock, or view their inventory at ROWtruck.com.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Poen, founded over 10 years ago by Daniel and Vanessa Ellison, Arkansas Municipal Equipment specializes in refuse and recycle equipment. They lease and sell trucks, trash carts, and roll-off dumpsters. But they don't just sell it to you. You can get parts and service for all makes and models for refuse equipment. Their technicians travel the state to take care of you.
AME, it's the service after the sale.
It's Justin Acri for CertaPro Painters, and I highly recommend the folks at CertaPro for your next project, whether it's for your home or your business. Interior or exterior, doesn't matter. They always go the extra mile. They painted the exterior of my home before, and what impressed me the most was the attention to detail. They notice a few boards that need minor repairs before they paint them. They will take care of that as well and save you headaches later on. Schedules fill up fast, so get on the schedule now at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate now at CertaPro.com.
Kathleen Madigan, the Day Drinking Tour.
Well, my parents are in Florida in the winter right now, as most Midwest old people with a car. And my parents bought a new car, They bought a black Lincoln Town Car. Little did they know that that's one of the more expensive rides on the Uber app, so I have signed them up to be Uber drivers.
Kathleen Madigan. Saturday, January 17th, Oaklawn Event Center in Hot Springs. Tickets on sale now at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Welcome back in the zone with Justin Acri and DJ Williams in the Oaklawn Hot Springs studio.
Final segment brought to you in part by our friends at Gwatney Chevrolet. Take advantage of a big EV credit, $7,500 off before September 30th. I saw an EV driving through a grocery store a lot today. I was like, man, it'd be nice not to pay for gas ever again. That'd be neat. Anyway, if you want a 26 Trax or Trailblazer, they start at just $249 a month. $249 a month. Well, it's $299 a month, but they're down to $249 a month. A brand new car, folks, in 2025. Unbelievable. And this is a 2026 model. Yes, you heard me right. A 2026 model in 2025 for under $250 a month. It's insane. And if you want more truck for your money, you know where to go. Gwatney Chevrolet. Save up to $13,000 on Silverado trucks. Big-time vehicle, big-time truck, big-time savings. And they're still paying up to 20% over Kelley Blue Book. Even if you don't buy from them, they're going to pay 20% over Kelley Blue Book for your trade. That's insane. Again, so many nutty things going on over Gwatney. I don't know what's going on over there, but that's wild stuff. But I will also tell you, too, that they are allowing some vehicles to you can hold off on your payments until next year, speaking of 2026.
Next year?
Yes. Gwatney Chevrolet doing all kinds of good things for you, folks. Go see our friends in Jacksonville. It's a no-brainer. It's a one-stop shop. It's a save and get more for your trade. It's one place. It's Gwatney Chevrolet. All right, what time is it? It's 12:55.
Dang.
Tomorrow,
already?
We're going to be in studio. We're in studio week except for Thursday. We're going to go talk to Judge Braswell. We're going back to his courtroom on Thursday.
Where's that at?
You weren't there last time. I don't know if Wes was with me or not, but that was a while back. I think it may have been before Wes.
Where's that at?
No,
Wes, were you with me on that one?
Yes, I was there.
That
Yeah,
was it was probably 7 or 8 years ago, maybe 6 years ago.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
It's been a minute. Anyway, but we're going to go up there. He's trying to help get some youth on the right path. DJ, I think you're a great guy to talk to about that.
You gotta
Look at the right path you're on.
You got to tighten up, man.
Look how great you've done.
It's not the path you're on; it's where you're headed. You know.
Listen, I'm telling you, one little misstep here or there, we all could have gone down a different path as kids, and it all worked out okay. Wes,
what's up?
Saw Josh McCown on the sidelines last night.
Where was he?
He's a Vikings, I believe.
He's a Vikings. I guess he's a quarterback coach.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, he's got glorious hair, and he was talking to J.J. McCarthy like, "Hey, it'll get better. You suck today, though." But I was like, I told Natalie, I said he's from Jacksonville, Texas, just like my boy Wes.
Yeah. Grew up playing ball with his older brother, Randy McCowan. The Luke and Josh were younger than me, so
Gotcha.
They were the little brothers that were always messing around, picking on each other. But yeah, they were part of the squad.
Yeah, well, they're picking around and they're making their way, so good for them. Well, recap of the weekend. Again, it's hard not to be excited and optimistic, but also you can be disappointed about the outcome this weekend for Razorbacks.
Yeah, it was just crushing, man. A 2-minute warning, and they take that timeout. I'm like, they're going to win this. They are going to go down there and score with less than hopefully 30 seconds left and pull this thing out. And then the first play, it's deflating, but there's the offense. I'm sold. The offensive line held up. They did a really good job. They're running the ball. Taylor's playing well. He's still making a mistake here or there. He's got to clean that up. But defensively, you just got to have faith in T. Will. We've seen some times over the years where they just lay an egg, and then out of nowhere that you come back and you're like, dang, where was this defense? Where was this plan? And that's what you got to hope, that they figure something out defensively and get those parts flowing together. DJ, defense is – it's kind of like the offensive line. The more they play together, the more they're around each other, they'll kind of communicate better and do better. That's the hope anyway.
That is the hope, chemistry, knowing how your backers are going to fit, your D-linemen are going to fit. Unfortunately, we get new guys every single year, so it's hard to build chemistry.
Yeah.
Today?
Oh, today, yeah. Clint Sterner. I'm like, yeah. Clint Sterner's coming up here in about 30 minutes. We'll hear from him and get his thoughts on the game. Also coming up, Andrew Hutchinson from Best of Arkansas Sports 360. Well, no, bestofarkansassports.com. Sorry, did that again. And we've got Trey Schapp calling in at 3:30 from the Stevens Cup.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We'll hear from Trey again tomorrow as well. Busy day in the studio. We're back in the studio tomorrow. And appreciate Hunter Yurachek swinging by. We peppered him with questions, and he gave us some salty answers.
Pretty good.
See what I did there? All right, stay tuned.
Oh, salt and pepper.
Yeah, good.
At Arkansas Spine and Pain, we believe one thing above all. When pain ends, life begins. Whether you're chasing a touchdown, a grandkid, or just chasing relief from chronic pain, we're here to help you get back in the game pain-free. Proud sponsors of the Little Rock Touchdown Club and proud to serve Arkansans who refuse to let pain win.